Primetime with Isaac and Souk.
12 cats live across the road. Our door's open. Screen's broke. I turn and look. There's a little kitty cat in our kitchen. So I said, "What are you doing in here, little kitty cat?"
Isaac Robb.
Cat starts going, meow, all crazy. We need more dogs.
Jason Sukanik.
Try to let it out the front door. Meow, meow. The cat's still going crazy in there.
This is Primetime on the Fan Sports Network.
We don't need a bunch of cats in here. Meow, looking in the mirror. Be a dog.
105.1 and 1080.
We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
The Fan.
Hey, what it do?
Ahoy!
What up? What you guys doing?
Just ready
This is my new radio voice.
Are you constipated or?
Nope.
It's like some sort of howling wolf jack, but you have to
That's
take a.
That's right. I'm like Pharrell of the Bats.
Oh, there you go.
What's up, Big Sue?
Is he still?
Yeah, he's still out there.
Is he still out there doing that?
Having a hockey.
Or was that JT? Is that Pharrell or was that JT?
No, that's Pharrell.
I get
Pharrell of the
I get
Bats.
Pharrell on the bench confused and JT the Brick.
JT the Brick, I wonder what he's doing now. He was a good radio guy, good old sports guy.
I think he
Where's
does
he?
like Raiders sidelines still. He
Does
hit a
he?
big.
What?
He was a big Raiders guy when I was in the Bay Area, and I think he may still work with the organization on the media side.
Yeah, just like those old school guys, like the Fabulous Sports Babe,
Yeah.
and those
Is
were
she
like the.
still with us, you think?
We've talked about her before, and
She's still up in Seattle?
I don't think so. I mean, this was years ago, but we were dinking around trying to find out what happened to her, and
Do we remember what happened to her?
I don't. Again, it's one of those like. But I grew up listening to the Fabulous Sports Babe. When I was in Anchorage, the two things that I remember vividly about my childhood involving sports is my dad loved the Fabulous Sports Babe on the only sports station in Anchorage, and he liked the George Michael Sports Machine. Sunday night, we got the George Michael Sports Machine, and it was a big deal. We'd sit down in the living room, and we couldn't wait for that.
She is in the National Radio Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
She returned to the radio in 2007, 2008, 2015 to 18. She hosted a regular podcast, but
Yeah, I think she might just.
we've lost track of her now.
Yeah, so I think I remember that is that she had kind of gone dark. And I think George Michael died.
Yeah, George Michael's gone.
Yeah.
Fabulous Sports Babe, by the way. She looks good. There's a
Does she?
picture of her here. I don't know how recent that is.
Because she was not.
She was great. You know,
Yeah.
you think about her. Her name is Nancy Donnellan.
Mhm.
You think about what she did
Yep.
in sports radio before, like what
She was a
what
pioneer.
years? Yeah. Oh, very much. There was no other women on the
Oh,
radio.
I
back
remember
then.
listening to the Fabulous Sports Babe. So you
Can
know
you-
that would have been in the
The
like
90s.
late 80s, 90s, like 10.
I mean,
was, you know-
imagine the crap she would get. She probably got from all the Neanderthal.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
absolutely.
Like, 'cause that's still a thing.
Oh yeah,
But she was like the only one
yeah. She was
talking to old fat sports dudes.
She was the only one, absolutely. And then, she paved the way because now, there's women in every aspect of sports media. But yeah, the Fabulous Sports Babe might have been is the first one that I remember. And then you had like the Linda Cohn's been around for a long time and, Susie Colbert and all that. But I think that the Fabulous Sports Babe might have been the first big national
but
one.
she was sports radio though.
Yes.
Those other gals aren't.
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different animal.
What's a different animal? The Fabulous Sports Babe taking me back.
Well, they did a ranking. Ryan Buckley. Do you know Ryan Buckley?
I do. Hey, there he is right there.
Hi,
No
hello.
hat today again. Looking good.
Yeah, looking good, sexy.
I clearly need to do this more often because every time I come in not wearing a hat, me not wearing a hat is a topic and seems like I'm trying extra hard that day. I'm just not wearing a hat.
Well, it is. It's
It's
a
out of
thing.
the ordinary.
Yes.
But
yes. Everyone has
here
that.
I
Like,
am.
well, if Rupp
Hatless.
wore a fedora in one day, it would be a thing. You'd be
I'm
like,
wearing my fedora tomorrow.
what are they? When you start, you wear little moccasins sometimes, and you're like, oh, it's the
Camping
moc-"
shoes,
Yeah,
Those are my
this is your moccasins.
I guess.
When
yeah.
we see Buck without a hat,
Anyway, what were we talking about?
we're talking about the Fabulous Sports Babe
Oh,
and
yeah.
My handsome head of hair.
yeah.
Yeah,
Do
Buckley.
you know Ryan Buckley? There was a list of some sort.
Well, he forwarded on a list of the top 25 most influential sports
media personalities
of
this
the last
of
20
this millennium.
Yeah, I
right?
saw
Yeah.
that.
You
I
see
saw
that?
that list. Yeah.
Yeah, you see who was number one on that list? And it wasn't the fabulous. Well, of course she wasn't.
No, she wasn't in the last 25 years. I'm trying to remember. I saw that it was like maybe a day or two ago. I stumbled across that.
Bloop, bloop. It wasn't. It wasn't me.
I don't remember who was number one.
Bill Simmons,
Oh yeah, the Ringer and whatnot. Which again,
30 for 30.
yeah, that's true. Yeah.
What were you going to say again? What do you mean? You
Well,
don't like Bill Simmons?
I don't know if Bill like.
I don't know much about him either. I've never consumed much of Bill Simmons. I know.
think, I mean, he started basically just as a blogger and ended up being someone who
He's
think
done a
helped.
lot.
He paved a way for sports podcasting. I remember him as being one of the very first people to do a sports podcast. Additionally, created Grantland and then created The Ringer, and The Ringer employs people who do way more than just sports. They do movies. They do
So I can
other
see
stuff.
that.
So it's I get it. I don't know that I would put him up there with these other sports media types as being the most influential, but I get where it comes from.
See, I remember reading Grantland, and that's what I remember him from the most, and I really liked that.
It was the last good long form stuff.
It was some of the best long form stuff. And then obviously he kind of went away. But yeah, I guess when you think about it that way, from the podcast to bringing back long form to the 30 for 30, I can see where, because again, you're not asking the best or the most out there, but influential. Yeah, I can see that. The one that jammed me up a little bit was, I think Aaron Andrews was like 9 or something.
Yeah.
Well, you know how I feel about that.
Well, you're very sexist.
It has nothing to do with that. Aaron, don't get me started. Don't get me started. I don't, just the fact that someone had the nerve to put her in the top 10. I don't remember where she was at in the top 10.
She's 10.
10?
I'm looking at it.
I just remember scrolling through the list, and do you ever get to a name and it nullifies the entire list? I think I hit.
You get to that point, you go, oh, come on.
I think I hit Aaron Andrews, and I was like, stop. Because like Doris Burke was up there too, and like Doris
that was
Burke,
another.
Yeah, she's 6th. Here, let me read what they wrote
like
about
Doris Burke.
Aaron.
Yeah,
Aaron Andrews was 10.
Yeah.
Ahead of Joe Buck and Bob Costas and Kirk Herbstreit.
Whoa. Well, I guess it is only the last 25 years. I'm like, you cannot have many people on Earth ahead of Bob Costas.
No.
In my opinion.
No.
But last 25 years, okay.
But Doris Burke was one of the first female announcers to be on the biggest stage. So, like, you can say that there was ones that she stood on the shoulders of, but you're telling me that Doris Burke, being the first, I believe she was the first female to call a play-by-play NBA Finals game, really the first female play-by-play to get wide acceptance. So you're telling me that somehow we're putting Aaron Andrews and Doris Burke on the same level? I mean, come on.
Well, and Aaron, let's not say that. We're not saying Aaron Andrews isn't good at her job, but being good at her job doesn't make her influential over the last 25 years. You're a sideline reporter.
Well, let me read it. Here's what it says. This is from Awful Announcing, by the way.
Yeah, they're the one that put together the list.
A sideline reporter becoming an actual mainstream celebrity was unthinkable at the turn of the century. Then Aaron Andrews came along. Andrews became a megastar on the sidelines, first for ESPN and then for Fox Sports. To this day, she weathered the storm of a horrific stalking scandal and found a way to harness her charm and personality for positive gains. Through endorsements, Dancing with the Stars, her popular podcast, and numerous other opportunities, Andrews has become one of the most well-known and well-liked sports personalities in the entire industry.
I don't know, man.
That's a pretty good little resume, or like
it's a good resume
it's a
because
good blurb.
that makes her successful, not influential.
She's she's ahead of
She is very well known.
she's ahead of
But
Jim
that's not what the
Nance
list is,
and-
right?
I don't know. It's
Jimmy
just-
Nance. Oof.
I
So here's the top 10.
when there's only like 4 or 5 females on this entire list, if I remember correctly, now I got to pull up the list, and Aaron Andrews is the second highest one, get out of here.
So Andrews is 10. Pat McAfee is 9.
Yeah,
And they admit that could be a little bit of recency bias.
sure.
Dave Portnoy is
Yeah.
8.
Again, love him or hate him, dude changed it.
Well, I'm not a huge fan of him as a personality, but what he's done with Barstool
It's amazing.
and the number of bros that they've grabbed,
Yep.
dude, he may have just come around at the right time,
Yep.
but he deserves to be in the top 10.
And he changed. I mean, Dave Portnoy walks so that Pat McAfee can run.
Bussing with the boys,
And
too.
bussing with the boys and all the other
Yeah,
stuff.
they kind of started he made it okay to have the bro-y
yes.
kind of more
He
fun.
made it okay to kind of be a sexist, gambling degenerate sort of. What was the Saturdays are for the
Well, it's
boys?
just relatable.
Yes.
Doris Burke is 7. Scotty Van Pelt 6. Adam Schefter and Adrian Wojnarowski 5. The Insiders.
Yeah.
Tony Kornheiser and Michael Wilbon 4. Charles Barkley 3.
Yeah.
Screamin' A. Smith 2, and Bill Simmons number 1.
Yeah.
There is a fan personality on the list.
There is.
There
Oh,
is.
Colin made it. Yeah.
Colin Cowherd.
Yeah.
25
Yeah.
on the list.
Yeah. Again,
He was at the Fan
love him or hate him.
back in the day.
Colin has done a lot of stuff and he does the volume now and all that. I just can't quite wrap my head around the Aaron Andrews one. I've always had I still can't get back up. The ESPN book is the one that just.
Skip Bayless 11, by the way.
Yeah, Skip Bayless. I think it was Les Miles that after the Aaron Andrews scandal, when Aaron Andrews was thinking about quitting, and she said in the book that Les Miles called her and told her that if she wasn't on the sidelines, what was the point of even playing the game?
I like that Mina Kimes is on here.
Yeah, she's great.
She's 18th.
Absolutely great.
I'm still scrolling. Florio, I don't really know what he's done.
YouTube says no Clay Travis.
Clay Trey.
I'm not touching that with a 10-foot pole. Not today, gentlemen.
Romo, 22nd? Come on, man.
Tony Romo?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here.
He's on the list.
Oh, stop it. As if there's never. Okay.
How is he ahead of Ernie Johnson?
Well, exactly, right? So Ernie has hosted for 20 years the most influential and most important sports show. And it's bar none, right? I'll listen to College Game Day as the only other thing that can sniff inside the NBA. But Tony Romo being a quarterback that does color commentary. Let me see. I'm not sure if you're aware of this whole color commentary thing, but I think there's been a lot of quarterbacks that have gone on to do color commentary. So what exactly, from Don Meredith to Troy Aikman?
Well, Aikman's not even on there.
I know, but
why is Romo on there?
So herein lies,
and Aikman is not.
Therein lies my question. There has been 1,000 quarterbacks that have gone to do color commentary. By the way, Dan Fouts has actually done both color and play-by-play. And now that's the first one I remember that actually went on and did play-by-play and not just color. So where's my guy, Dan Fouts? Where's my bro with the Miller Lights?
Yeah, both the Giants play-by-play guys were former players doing play-by-play and color.
Yeah, so why exactly is Tony Romo and his play prediction, why exactly is that the most influential? That's just, again, that's dumb. In fact, that may be dumber than the Aaron Andrews one.
See what they say about him. Where'd that go? I lost it. Oh, well. Who cares?
Never touched him. That's a catch.
Yeah.
We got to see this. Oh, that's loose. That is definitely.
Can I tell you?
It's good analysis.
Tony Romo, to me, he's that trend. Like they do this with cars sometimes or fashion. It's really cutting edge. And it's like, oh my goodness, it's the hot thing. And you look at it and you're like, you know what? Home trends are like this way. Remember when like barn doors were all the rage a handful of years ago in homes? Everyone was putting sliding barn doors up. What was that home that show, the Joanna Gaines, right? Chip and Joanna Gaines. Everything was like farmhouse chic. And you're like, yeah, in like 5 years, you're going to be like, oh my God, why did I put barn doors in my house? That's Tony Romo. For a brief moment, everyone was like, oh, this is the greatest thing ever. And now we look back on it, and you're like, ew. Like, really?
Let me read you this.
Like, why did we have that?
So here's what it says about Romo. Speaking of opening doors, not many analysts have changed the sports media industry as much as Tony Romo. When he burst onto the scene, it was an incredible gamble by CBS to immediately place him alongside Jim Nantz as their top game analyst. However, Romo was so gifted at predicting plays and breaking down the action that other networks tried and failed to replicate a similar success with recently retired stars like Jason Witten, Drew Brees, and possibly even Tom Brady. Unfortunately, Romo's work has not met the same standard as those early years, but there is no doubt that he raised the bar significantly for lead analysts, especially when it comes to their paychecks.
So what you're saying is he was briefly good and now he isn't, but that
early years, that was like 2 years ago.
I know.
Am I wrong?
Yes.
3 years ago?
Well, and to say that no one's have you again, from Kurt Warner to Troy Aikman, like this predicting of the play, he was the only one that just would step over their partner to yell about something. Like, I mean, come on. Yes, I've officially decided to no longer be bothered by the Aaron Andrews. I've decided to shift my annoyance towards Tony Romo.
Well, you should tag awful announcing on your,
I'm good.
Send him some hate mail.
Someone said, "Where's the juice?"
The juice.
Yeah, influential.
OJ?
OJ, the original
Sports media?
sideline reporter, man.
He was?
Yes, you don't remember the juice on CBS?
Not really.
Come on, yeah,
I don't.
that was in the trial.
The juice.
Yeah, remember it was the Bruno Mali shoes. I think
That's
was
right. That was the brand.
Yeah. And Juice was like, I've never even owned a pair. And they brought in video of him on the sidelines in
a pair.
in a pair of Bruno Mali shoes. Like,
I don't remember that.
Yeah. Same thing with the gloves. He's like, I don't know those gloves. And they're like, OJ, here's you wearing the gloves on the sidelines holding the mic. He's like, well, those could be anybody's gloves. But hey, rest in peace, the Juice.
Well, there you go. There's your opening seggy. Thank you for being with us here today. It's a beautiful day. We're out on location tomorrow.
Yep.
Don't forget. Okay. Put it in your iCal. Tom's Watch Bar at A&A. We're going to be out there 3 to 7.
I'll be doing a 1-hour tribute to the greatness that is Aaron Andrews.
Oh, great. What time? Are you going to read poetry or like what? How are you going to?
I still remember we were at a national title game.
I was a lie.
Remember we're at the national title game and she had a press conference?
Oh, yeah. Well, no, she didn't, but she was up there with, it was her, Herb Street, and
Oh, that's right.
it was all three of them.
It was all three of them.
Fowler.
Yes.
All three of them were up there.
Yes.
But Aaron got the bulk of the questions
Just-
because,
yeah.
she's Aaron Andrews.
Aaron Andrews. Because if she's not doing the sidelines of the national title game, guys, what's even the point? What are the troops even fighting for?
Do a little peephole bit.
No, I won't
What
be doing
would?
that.
Yeah. The Souk peephole bit.
Well, he's talking about
I know.
No.
tomorrow. He's got a 1-hour
No.
commemoration. Of
Will
the
not be doing, because that's a horrible event.
What? Oh, you mean what?
No.
Tomorrow's event is horrible?
No, tomorrow's event is great. The
what I thought.
the peephole, that's bad.
Yeah, it was bad.
That's no good.
That guy was from Oregon.
Oh, yeah, I do remember
Remember that?
Yeah.
Shockingly, he was
Yeah.
from Oregon.
Freaking creep.
So yeah, tomorrow, Tom's Watch Bar, A&A. Today, big time Wednesday show. We're going to start with our college football Wednesday waffles.
Boy, I could go for a waffle right now.
You ready for that?
Lego
A pocket waffle.
Lego.
Did the
pocket
Brewers
pancake.
lose again
I
today?
thought it was a pocket pancake.
It's a pocket pancake,
Oh,
and also
pancake.
he's done pocket pizza.
Yeah.
And he did pocket quesadillas too.
Did he? I missed that. Is that a new update?
Of those, I think I would eat the pocket quesadilla more than the others.
Yeah, because the stuff's kind of protected
Yeah.
underneath the tortilla.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
We'll start
And the
there.
Brewers did, by the way. They
They lost again.
Yes.
Texas beat them again.
Yes. 6-3.
Texas is beating everyone.
Yeah, Texas is a game behind the Mariners, who are hot.
If it makes you feel any
For the
better,
wild card.
the Mets lost again yesterday and the Giants won. So
No, I know.
That's right.
We knew that. But the Rangers, everyone's hurt. Seager's hurt.
Yeah.
And you
Garcia's
keep
hurt.
telling us they suck.
yeah.
Well, they kind of do
Well,
suck.
Rob,
They're making
to be
making
fair,
ground.
Rob
All
says
these
that
teams
everyone
suck.
sucks.
Yeah, the Mets suck, the Giants suck, the Rangers suck, the Mariners suck, the Astros suck. Those are 5 teams.
Yeah.
3 of those teams are going to make the playoffs.
Game back now.
But Seager's hurt.
Mhm.
Garcia's on the IL. They lost Nathan Eovaldi, their ace. They lost Marcus Semien. And all they do is win. And they're beating the Brewers. They're beating the Astros. Aren't they playing the Mets coming up, or did they already play them?
They're playing the Mets coming up.
You better watch out, dude.
Oh, I have fully accepted.
Well, here's what you're going to do. You're going to turn on the Texas Rangers New York Mets game.
Yeah.
And you're going to be like, who are these guys? You're going to look at Texas's lineup and you're going to go, who the hell are these guys? And they're going to rake.
I have accepted the fact that the Mets
sweep you.
the Mets are going to lose tonight and get swept by the Phillies, and then we have 3, I believe, against the Rangers, and we'll get swept there, and the Giants will leapfrog us, and the season will be over, and I will hate watch the rest of the year. I've already accepted it. I've moved into that phase.
So there's your opening segment. Okay, now we're done.
Now we're done.
Now we're done. We have to go. Our college football Wednesday waffles next on 105.1 The Fan. Coming up next, you're going to hear of the single greatest quarterback matchup probably ever.
Is this when Rex Grossman played Peyton Manning?
That was good. Super Bowl, but
Super Bowl quarterback Rex Grossman. I love how you just try to leave that out.
I just said Super Bowl. What about
I want
Super Bowl
Super
does
Bowl
not say
quarterback Rex Grossman. You won't refer to him by his proper name.
I just said it was in the Super Bowl. Good grief.
I want more credit. I think you like to take shots.
Last
like
week
it.
we had Bryce Young v. Trevor Lawrence. Oh, just wait. But first,
I tried watching that and I just couldn't.
no, it was bad. I watched some of it, and I tell you what. I tell you.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something. That was awful.
It was almost worse for Carolina fan at the end of last year where Bryce Young, like you were done, you realized it was a bust and you had moved on, and then like he roped you back in and he like made you believe, and then in week one it was like, ha! He couldn't see over the line. He was doing these little jump passes and you're just like, oh man, he's a little fella.
I think at this point, well,
it's
yeah,
not working.
I mean, he's not.
it's,
I don't know if you. Who's the best quarterback guru in the world? Who is it?
Oh
Right now.
gosh, they got that kid. I think it's one of the Beck brothers that played at BYU. There's that kid out in California. He's working he helped Josh Allen and
Okay.
Burrow and all those guys.
I just don't think he could do
Well,
much of anything
can
with
we
Bryce Young.
Can we stretch him like that Willy Wonka
Well,
like
it's not
taffy
just
pulling
his
machine?
height. He
Well-
just sucks.
Well, I know, but he can't see over the line, and
Generally sucks.
he said that again. He kind of admitted that some of those throws he's throwing blind because he
What
can't
is
see
the
it.
freaking Panthers doing?
It's time to punt, Carolina.
So that's coming up next. But our college football Wednesday waffles, we've got a lot of college football notes here. One of which is very important to disseminate, and that is that ESPN College Game Day is they are not allowed to set up shop at Hard Rock Stadium
No,
in Miami.
Yeah.
because they want to go down there for Miami,
South
South
Florida.
and the stadium won't let them because, well, reasons.
yeah, I saw that there was like, did we ever find
No.
out the reasons?
Reasons. That should be good enough.
Yeah.
Reasons.
It's like when your dad says, "Because I said so."
Because I said so.
yeah,
Just trust me.
Because there's a reason, I
well,
would retort.
Miami doesn't. Miami leases the
Little
stadium.
Young Ryan Buckley yelling back.
Because-
Because there's a
because-
reason.
Yeah. By the way, that is
With
such
his
a horse.
teen angst.
I have always tried to not do that as a parent because I hated that.
Because I said so.
It's such a crap. It means you don't have an argument. I've always told my kids, if you can come at me with an argument, that like I'll listen to it.
Or you just don't want to explain it.
Exactly. Yeah, the park's
Like,
closed
just
today.
freaking do it. I'm the adult.
But they said that the Hurricanes leased the stadium from the Dolphins, and there's some language in the lease about
Right.
something or other.
So what are they going to do?
I don't know. Not go to game day.
Go to Chicago.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they can't. That's the big nooner. Isn't it?
Oh yeah, that
That's
is
right.
the big noon. There's
What if ESPN Game Day just whipped out their Johnson and rolled up to Chicago and set up shop right next to the big nooner?
Can they do that, or do they have like a media agreement? We're not
Oh.
going to go the same places on the same day.
they'll just do Georgia, Tennessee.
Oh, that's a good one.
I knew that there was another one. Yeah.
Right.
What? Georgia, Tennessee is kind of a big deal.
No, I know. It's a good game.
It's actually a better ranked game. That's 6 versus 15.
Yeah.
Look at you. What do you like?
I like it. I like it.
It's only the biggest stadium in the country, and it's the
That's
the Georgia Bulldogs.
That's great. Well, you also have Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
Yeah.
You know, you could go there.
Yeah.
Although they might have been there last year. I'm not sure. 'Cause
Arkansas
they
Old-
just played.
Well, Florida, LSU would have had the juice, but then Florida lost to, well, South Florida.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the reason why I balked at Georgia, Tennessee is just the SEC game of the week is not enough for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know they've got some great matchups.
Well,
and
what game? It's
like I said,
it's-
Notre Dame, Texas A&M is a well, maybe it's not a better game,
yeah.
but I would rather see them there.
I am actively. I told you this yesterday. If I had the monkey paw, if I had the college football monkey paw where I could make a wish, it'd be South Florida. Would there have been a better start to a season ever than beat for South Florida, an unranked South Florida team that no one gave two S's about, to beat Boise State, Florida, and Miami? Have we ever seen 3 ranked teams this high back to back to back? Because no one schedules this.
We should put our research department on that.
Yeah, Buck, I'm going to need you in your no hat to look into that. Because what happens is
only a hatted buck can handle that request.
that's true. If you schedule one tough, we already saw what happened. Like when you schedule a tough game week 1, you immediately turn around and play Tallahassee JUCO the next week. South Florida pulled a Pat Hill and was like, dude, we're taking on everybody. We're taking on all these bitches.
Do you know what
and it's awesome.
Do you know what the biggest Big Ten game or game involving a Big Ten team is this week?
To
your point.
I'm trying to think of the Big Ten schedule that nothing stands out at me.
So Oregon, Northwestern.
Yeah.
That's a 4-touchdown spread, by the way. You also have Wisconsin is playing at Alabama.
Oh, there you go.
So that's your biggest one.
That's your biggest one.
Also it's a 3-touchdown spread. Minnesota is playing at Cal. Yeah. But other than that, they're all cupcakes.
USC Purdue.
Again, they're all cupcakes.
Hey, Purdue's 2-0 with that new coach.
Yeah, they got Barry Odom over there, which good hire. He's a good coach.
They have defeated Ball State and Southern Illinois. USC's played absolutely no one, but they're scoring like 50 points a game.
Are you trying to tell me USC Purdue's a good game? Come on, man.
At best, you could sell me on USC might be okay.
How about this?
And I might want to watch them play.
All right. Well,
I don't know.
Tune in to see USC.
I made a bold prediction at the start of the year because I think Indiana's a fraud, and Illinois, I'm like, whatever. So I said that UW and USC would be better. That would be a better combo than Illinois or Indiana. And so I kind of have a little pride resting on I need USC and UW to be good. So,
okay.
So
you're trying to prop up USC for your own.
Yeah, my own.
Okay. I see now. I see now.
But they don't play. I mean, because
they play. Yeah, do they get a good game anytime soon?
No, because they got Purdue, Michigan State, and then my mouth meets the rubber meets the road here because then they play Illinois. So
where's that game?
It's at Illinois.
Good matchup.
Yeah, so I need SC to build some momentum here and then take down the Fighting Illini so that I don't look like a clown.
We have a surprise quarterback at Colorado this week. I don't know if you saw this.
Yeah, even though Dion is like all pissy now and leaving press conferences.
Do you believe?
He has chosen third-string sophomore Ryan Staub. I don't even know his name. Yeah. To start against Houston.
Now, is that official?
Yes.
Okay. Because did you see what happened? So this was reported 2 days ago.
But wait a minute. Can I just, before you get into that?
Yeah.
Colorado had one of the best quarterback battles in camp.
Yes.
Between a 5-star freshman.
And the Liberty kid.
Named Lewis. I think Lewis?
Yeah. Jordan Lewis, I think, is his name.
And the Liberty kid, Salter.
Julian Lewis, right?
Oh, yeah, Julian Lewis.
Julian Lewis and then Salter. And then Salter, I think, has started the first 2 games.
Yes.
Yeah, Caden Salter started.
Yeah, and both of those guys, they come with.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a good battle.
One played a lot of football at Liberty, and the other one, again, was a highly thought-of recruit.
And no one said anything about Ryan Staub.
No.
Who did start one game last year when Shedeur Sanders got hurt.
Yeah.
But, and I think he threw a touchdown to Travis Hunter in that game. But nobody has said boo about this guy. And you would have thought that if they had benched Salter, they would have gone to Lewis.
Yes.
They're not. They're going to this kid. And Dion is saying that he's like, all the guys like him and he's a leader and he brings everybody together. And that's a bit of a shocker.
So there was at Dion's weekly press conference on, that must have been, it was either Monday or Tuesday. There was someone reported that this, the third string guy had been named the starter. And someone asked him the question and Dion freaked out. And was like,
I hate that crap.
Yeah, he goes, this is ridiculous. You guys don't care about being accurate. Basically just ripped everyone a new a-hole and like left the press conference.
But it was accurate.
It was accurate. You Duncoft.
Well, he just doesn't like it being out there, I think.
Right?
I
understand.
Then find a way to keep it in-house.
Yeah, that's fair. But I want to, don't you think he was going to try, who are they playing? Houston? They're playing Houston.
Yeah, they're playing Houston.
I think it's tomorrow.
Yes.
I think he was trying to surprise them.
Well, but that's fine. But when the report comes out, it's one thing to be like, hey, we're not going to talk about that. We'll see what happens when we play the game. But you can't pull a Lance Armstrong and cut everyone off at the knees and say that you guys are full of crap and you're making up lies.
They're doing their jobs.
And then exactly like less than 48 hours later, you're like, oh, yeah, by the way, remember that report that you guys had and I said was horse crap and you guys all suck at your job? Yeah, you were right. Like that, it's just one of those things that makes me not like him. It just makes me think that you're not like colorful. You're just an ass.
Or like he's expecting special treatment because you know this thing. You're supposed to hold it back until I say so. That's not the way that that works.
Yeah, welcome to the land. If you get a piece of news, most people gonna run with it. And the person who reported it was like, dude, they stood by their story. They're like, no, like he has told the team that this guy's the starter. No, I haven't. Well, it turns out that you did. Sorry.
Well, get ready for the Ryan Staub era against Colorado's.
I ran through that bull junkie.
1-1.
Yeah, they won a cupcake gang and they lost to.
They lost
Tech.
their opener to Georgia Tech,
Yeah.
and then they beat the
no,
Fighting
no.
Blue Hens of the Fighting Joe Flacco's.
Delaware pretty good.
What?
I've been.
Are you sure about that?
I've been breaking down my Delaware film.
You know about that?
I don't know. I saw him I was looking at the lines today, and I saw him. They were catching 10 from somebody.
So that's
Yeah.
where you decided to go with it?
10-point dogs, and they're pretty good. They
Well,
got
the
something
line.
cooking there?
I thought the line would be a lot higher.
Well, I don't know if you know. Speaking of teams that are good,
So then I was like, oh, well, they're probably pretty good.
now Buck, I don't know if you actually placed this bet, but I did.
Uh-oh.
I did. I know what you're
I
going to
did.
say.
I
I
got-
did too.
I
It's
got
not
20
good.
bucks.
It's
Me
not
and Buck
good.
talked about something,
We both put $20 down.
and I put a 20 spot on this, and that is my Kent State Golden Flashes.
Our Kent
Our
State Golden
Kent
Flashes.
State Golden Flashes.
It's
Was that
not
the one to win over a game and
over
a
a
half?
game and a
One
half.
and a half.
Have they already won a game?
They've won a game.
Oh, nice.
They won their opener. Now they lost the second game 62-14,
Okay.
but now I got 10 more games
Who do
to
they
win
play?
one. Buffalo,
Okay.
Florida State,
Bad.
Oklahoma.
Bad.
Okay, those are losses. But then
1-4.
we get UMass, Toledo,
Yeah.
UMass, they could beat UMass.
Bowling
Toledo's
Green, Ball State, Akron, Central Michigan, Northern Illinois. I need one win.
I think your only chance is UMass.
Well, I just need one.
Because I want to say UMass is one of the worst.
Well,
They
Power five.
have been. They play Georgia like every
they
year.
beat Merrimack 21-17 in week 1, and let me tell you something.
It was electric.
It was electric. The Golden Flashes, we got a heartbeat. We got a heartbeat.
Yeah. Oh my God, this is hilarious. I'm looking at the SP Plus. The
Yeah.
Bill Connolly metric,
Mhm.
college football. He does it week to week. He updates it week to week. This is week 3. There are 136 college football teams on here.
Yeah.
UMass is 135th.
Boy.
Kent State, 134th.
So what you're saying is,
Rock fight incoming.
come October, what would that be?
Huge game.
October 11th, boys.
Huge game.
All eyes.
Me and Suk might have to link up for a drink for that one.
Yes,
Did you
sir.
say they play Akron too?
Yeah, they play Akron.
Okay, so Akron is 133rd.
Hasn't Akron not scored a point this year?
I just need one.
Is it Akron that hasn't
Do
scored
they
a
play
point?
Kent State as well?
Well, Kent State is Kent State.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. Jesus.
And yes, I would like to point out that in those two games, Akron lost 10-0 and 68-0. They're the ones that were up. The Nebraska was up 33-0 on, and Matt Rule went on the profanity-laced tirade.
Yeah.
Here's Delaware.
I'm telling you, this Kent State ticket's gonna cash.
I don't know. I think you're going to be sweating that one.
You want in on this?
It'll be a
You
fun
want in
sweat.
on this action?
I want no part
I'll
of
cut you in for 10 of my 20.
I want no part of it.
Coward.
Delaware, by the way, 124th. So,
And who are they playing that they're catching 10 points from?
UConn.
Okay. Ooh.
This
Nice
is,
northeastern battle.
Tough,
this is
tough game.
fantastic right here.
You guys, we get into the weeds in college football.
Yeah. We told you like a month ago to place your bets. 1-0. Well, actually 1-1, but
We will have more college football Wednesday waffles later, including introducing you to Haley Sawyer and why she is now a household name in college football. But up next, the best quarterback matchup of the weekend. Here's Buck.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update brought to you by Big's Chicken. Try their smoked and fried wings, tossed with a perfect dry rub and served with a killer trio of sauces. Menus at bigschicken.com. First on the Fan, more bad news for the 49ers today in the NFC West as quarterback Brock Purdy not likely to play in Week 2 at New Orleans. That'll make Mac Jones the starter for San Francisco as they take on the Saints. They'll already be without tight end George Kittle. On the diamond, the Mariners on a 4-game win streak and now just 1 game back of the Astros in the division. Seattle still 1 game ahead of Texas for the 3rd and final wildcard spot in the American League. The M's go for the sweep of the Cardinals tonight up in Seattle. Logan Gilbert on the bump for the Mariners. Michael McGreevy toes the rubber for the Redbirds. First pitch from Soto is at 6:40. And since it's scoreboard watching season, we'll be keeping an eye on the Astros in Toronto tonight as well. That one getting started at 888-407. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt, missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for the Oregon Ducks, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. One 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, it's an epic matchup. It's sounding like, according to Adam Schefter, that Brock Purdy is not going to play for the Niners this weekend.
Shanahan basically said it's a long shot if he'll play, and it sounds like it's more toe than shoulder.
Yeah, so the Niners are in the market for a quarterback.
They are not.
That's what he said.
Mac freaking Jones.
Yeah, Mac Jones.
The
is gonna
gem of Kyle Shanahan's eye.
Mac Jones. Yes, that was supposedly the report. Is that remember? Kyle Shanahan did not want Trey Lance. He wanted Mac Jones. So now we've come full circle.
Yeah.
What if this is all part of Shanahan's grand scheme?
Mac Jones, Kyle Shanahan,
Can I,
Super Bowl.
So we're
We're
gonna
on the
get
same page.
Mac Jones versus Spencer Rattler.
Yes.
As the top quarterback matchup of the weekend. But what if? Because do you remember? Pretty sure it was Shanahan. Yeah, it was Shanahan. Do you remember when Nick Mullins came in a couple years ago?
Oh yeah.
And lit the world on fire for a game.
Dude, he had a big game.
That's what you're going to see on Sunday. I'm serious.
Well,
I'm making a prediction right now.
Yeah.
On Monday, we're coming back on here, and we're not because you and I don't fall for that because
No.
we're so savvy.
yeah.
But people gonna be saying, what has Shanahan done with Mac Jones? He was great. He's gonna throw for over 300 yards because the Saints suck, and they don't know how to game plan for him. They haven't seen him. So Shanahan, great offensive guy. He's gonna get Mac Jones some stats, and we're all gonna have to be talking about Mac Jones on Sunday on Monday.
I would also like to point out that much like Super Bowl quarterback sexy Rex Grossman, please put some respect on Pro Bowl quarterback Mac Jones.
Pro Bowl quarterback, Mac Jones.
He did make the Pro Bowl his first year.
How many people had to bow out?
I think it was like 6, but still,
It might have been 7 or 8.
he made the Pro Bowl. Pro Bowl quarterback.
So Shanahan,
Mac Jones.
he is saying that they are in the market for a quarterback and a tight end.
Yeah.
They want to sign a tight end first, and then they're going to sign a quarterback. Who the hell is out there in the
on the tight end market?
They got Tingis, which is all they need at that point.
That's
Baby
right.
Billy is playing tight end for him.
Who's on the quarterback market? Like,
I'm trying to think of who would be out there on the
You know
QB.
what? Kyle Shanahan, Kirk Cousins reunion.
ooh,
Well,
they were in Washington together.
but you'd have to trade.
yeah. He can,
But I mean,
could cut a trade if they think Purdy's going to be out a while.
Yeah, well, it sounds like this is a week or two type of injury.
Oh, okay.
I mean, he's
Well, I thought those toes. Is it turf toe?
he's got a toe in his shoulder, and then the report is it's more toe than shoulder that's going to keep him out, and he's not officially out, but they said that it's a long shot. But the fact that there is a chance, he's only going to be out for another week or two
Okay.
unless that turns into something.
so
Now,
get Fitzmagic to dust him off. Is what you're saying,
if
What?
Ryan Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
Fitzmagic.
Okay.
So if, and that is a big
Who else
if.
is available? You don't have a name.
I know. I don't. You're right. And we just went through the backup quarterback game the other day.
Yeah, if this turns into a serious thing, then
Shadur Sanders.
then maybe you could go down the
Ooh.
road of looking to trade for someone, but they're just going to try to probably find someone either on a practice squad
Yeah.
or someone that's
They just need a backup.
Yes.
But they've been through this before. They went through this in the playoff game where Johnson had to come in there.
Yeah.
Josh Johnson, remember that?
Yes.
So you don't want to get stuck with that. Like, if you sign a guy, you can't just be like, whatever. I mean, if Mac Jones goes down, you need that guy.
Like
Ben DiNucci.
I'm trying to think like of guys that didn't make rosters that are either on practice squads or sitting around. Like Taylor Heineke should still be sitting around.
Don't you think Shanahan would want somebody who he's worked with in the past?
Yeah, and I don't know. I wouldn't know who that is off the top of my head, or it could be someone like maybe he scouted Kyle Trask out of college.
Oh,
You know.
dear.
I don't. I mean, Easton Stick had a nice. He's been around the block, and he had a nice preseason in Atlanta.
You could sign Tyler Huntley off the Ravens
There you
practice
go.
squad.
Someone like that. You know, there'll be.
Snoop.
Yeah, there'll be someone
Sign
like
Bailey
that.
Zappi off the Cleveland practice squad.
Ooh, I could see that.
I think Mike White's still hanging around somewhere.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was with Buffalo.
Mhm.
I saw him on Hard Knocks.
And he didn't
they
make
cut
it.
him.
Yeah. So a lot of these guys are probably kicking around practice squad somewhere. I think Jake Hayner may be available somewhere out there.
He's in New Orleans, I thought.
You're right. He is the third guy in New Orleans. I stand corrected.
Well, anyway, not that it matters,
No.
but kind of matters, I guess, if
Yeah.
Mac Jones were to get hurt. So get ready. Mac Jones v. Spencer Rattler.
And I'll tell you what, knowing San Francisco, Mac Jones will get hurt. It is unbelievable what the hell goes on down there in San Francisco.
I know. But I'm telling you, if he doesn't get hurt, he's putting up 350 yards. They're winning that game, and we're coming back here Monday like, well,
I could maybe get on board with that if they weren't so banged up at their skill positions. Like their depth is decimated at receiver and tight end. If he had a full complement, I would totally buy that.
There is no other spot in all of sports that we just get our head buried straight in our keister after like 1/4 of. Well, we're doing this. We're doing this a little bit with JJ McCarthy.
Well, and Caleb Williams.
Yeah, JJ McCarthy played 3/4 and looked like ass, and then he had a big 4th quarter, and we're crowning him as the next great quarterback. And you're like, dude, it's a quarter. We do. You're right. We do it both good and bad. Because a guy can look bad for a little bit, and we're, oh, that dude's terrible, and it's just we have no nuance when it comes to quarterback play.
Exactly.
None.
All right. Well,
someone said Colin Kaepernick's still available. She's out there being like, I'm working out.
He's around.
And a history with the 49ers.
Yeah. Got to a Super Bowl. Wait. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
Lost to Baltimore.
You know what? Okay. Let's put a pin in this. I have a buddy who's a really big Ravens fan.
Mm-hmm.
He brought something up about John Harbaugh that I had totally forgotten, and boy, we need to talk about it.
Let's talk.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but let's do it.
Well, no, you don't, but I'm going to tell you.
Okay.
It's kind of interesting. We've been talking a lot about John Harbaugh and his blown leads. He has 17 double-digit blown leads as a head coach.
It's starting to be hard to ignore.
It's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad. You cannot trust them.
No, we don't. It's not charging anymore. It's pulling a Ravens.
So we'll get to that to wrap up this hour next on 105.1 The Fan.
Dirt and spray. Dirt and
Okay, coming up next, we're going to learn about Haley Sawyer. We're going to get back to our college football Wednesday waffles. But so I was mentioning, you brought up Colin Kaepernick, and it jarred my memory. I was talking to my Ravens friend, Mike, the other day, and he's very frustrated that the Ravens lost that game to the Bills.
They had no business. In fact, they went through basically, I mean, long story short, no one has put up the sort of statistical game that the Ravens did and lost. That's a one of one in NFL since they started keeping track of that.
So he and I both bet on the Ravens to win the Super Bowl last year.
Yeah.
And we were watching the Ravens bow out in Buffalo in the most painful of ways when they were the better team, or we thought they were, last year in the playoffs. And I remember saying to him, Mike, I will no longer bet on the Ravens because I've always liked the Ravens.
Yeah.
I just can't. I cannot trust John Harbaugh. I just can't.
I think
Sorry,
I think every bettor feels like this.
So fast forward to this year, they do it again. First game, same city, different, same story, right? And I'm talking to him, and he goes, and I told him the stat that we were talking about on the show. John Harbaugh has blown 17 double-digit leads in his career.
Yeah.
That is the most of any head football coach in the NFL. And now, one, he's coached a long time.
Yeah.
And there is an argument to be made. It's not the best argument, but there is an argument to be made that when you have a team that good, you are going to have more double-digit leads to blow.
Makes sense.
But
more opportunity.
He reminded me of something, and this jarred my memory because you brought up Colin Kaepernick, that in that Super Bowl, because John Harbaugh is still there because he won a Super Bowl.
Yes.
I believe he would not be there had he not won that Super Bowl because I just think they would have gotten tired of him not getting over the hump.
Makes sense.
Do you remember that Super Bowl? That was the blackout in
Yep.
New Orleans,
Yep.
but he almost blew that game.
Yeah, it came real
It
close.
was 21-6.
Niners had first and goal to win it.
It was 21-6 in favor of the Ravens at half. You had the whole lights out thing. In the fourth quarter, the Niners scored the game, or no, it was an incomplete pass. I forget the receiver, but I know that the corner was Jimmy Smith, and there should have been a flag.
Yeah.
There was not a flag. Baltimore got away with one, and there was a safety late in the game, and they were able to win the game 34-31. He said, dude, had they lost that game, how do we view John Harbaugh?
Completely different.
And boy, I got to tell you, that's a great point.
Yeah, it's the Mike Tomlin thing, right? Tomlin won a Super Bowl, and not that Tomlin's a bad coach, but they've been muddled in mediocrity for years. But because you win a Super Bowl, everything's fine. Sean Payton got this in New Orleans. It is true that the Super Bowl kind of gives you it gives you a get out of jail free card because there's
McCarthy for years.
Yeah, there's not many of those guys around. And when you can flash that ring, it makes a difference.
You know who that didn't apply to, seemingly? There is one coach I'm thinking of that.
I'm trying to think who won a Super Bowl that didn't get the
kind of does not get that leash, or at least he didn't.
I'm trying to think of who.
Doug Peterson.
Oh yeah, it did not.
It didn't stick to him.
It did not. That's interesting.
I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, that didn't follow him. Well, and like right now, it doesn't follow Sirianni. Like people still think Sirianni's kind of a joke, even though like if you've seen that guy's record, that is one of the best starts to a coaching career as you're gonna have.
Yeah,
and yet
people
don't give it to him.
And I see where that comes from. I mean, he has had a loaded team.
Yes,
and he's tried. I mean, they've had some pretty rough moments where
it's just that's viewed as a Howie Roseman. That's it. He's the Barry Switzer of Philadelphia.
A little bit.
Where, by the way, I started watching a little bit of that America's Team documentary.
Yeah, the Jerry Jones
the Jerry thing. Yeah. And while it's nauseating, but you're right. It's mildly it's juicy.
It's juicy.
I don't believe half of what Jerry Jones says. I think he's full of crap, but
he's a good storyteller.
Yeah, and some of the Jimmy Johnson stuff it's made me think about that with the Barry Switzer thing. Like Sirianni just gets credit with you were handed a loaded roster, don't screw it up. And it's more of a Howie Roseman thing than it is a Sirianni.
So anyway, Harbaugh, we forget Harbaugh because he won.
Yeah.
We forget Harbaugh almost blew that Super Bowl to his brother.
Yes. And we give,
and he has been blowing games ever since.
Well, what's funny too is we give Jim Harbaugh, like we talk about Harbaugh like he's the Messiah, and yet Harbaugh's never won a Super Bowl. It's his brother. Well, Jim hasn't. John has.
Yeah.
And so you're right. That one
play.
I had not thought about that. John Harbaugh is fired.
Yes.
If not,
He's not there.
If he's not there, they would have pulled a Tony Dungy in Tampa, and they would have gone and got someone and be like, we need someone to get over the hump.
I think that's right.
Yeah. And
All
I
right.
wonder if that goes on, like how long can he do this for before someone
That's a good question.
says, okay, because Sean McDermott had a little of this in Buffalo and he's kind of rebounded from it, but there was some talk 2 years ago where like, hey, do we need someone else to kind of get us over the hump?
I feel like Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson get thrown into the same class.
Yeah.
But I would say the different, and they're both obviously elite.
They're top 3 quarterbacks in the league.
Exactly. But the difference between the two, and you can disagree, or you can tell me I'm wrong on this, you would know better than I, but I think that Josh Allen has less than Lamar. Like Baltimore is loaded on both. They have a last year I think their offense was historic.
It was the best offense the NFL had seen.
It wasn't just because of Lamar Jackson.
No.
Derrick Henry, I don't know how Derrick Henry at the age of 31 continues to look better and better. But he does.
Yes.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Then on defense, they have, I think every year that Harbaugh's been there, that seems like they have a top 5 to top 10 defense, right?
Yes.
So Baltimore's just been loaded.
Yes.
Whereas I feel like with Buffalo, while very good, that's a lot of Josh Allen.
Yes.
You know, a lot more Josh Allen.
Allen does more to pull the Superman kind of S on his chest and uplift everyone. Baltimore is the better franchise and the better team.
That would be why I think McDermott maybe doesn't get criticized as much.
Well, follow this, right? So they win the Super Bowl in 2012. At what point does he get? So they lose that. They blow that lead, right? And Jim wins it. 8-8, 10-6, 5-11.
Out.
He's gone.
Maybe 8-8.
Get this,
if he blows that Super Bowl and they go 8-8 the next season, which you're saying they did.
Yeah, they did.
He might get fired.
But think about it. 8-8, 10-6, 5-11.
Definitely out.
8-8.
Yeah, definitely out.
9-7.
Gone.
He's gone.
Yeah, he's gone.
He's gone.
I don't remember those years.
Yeah.
What were was that Flacco?
Yeah, Flacco was the whole.
Yeah, because after that Super Bowl, he got a massive contract.
Got a massive contract.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
he does not
Highest
survive.
paid in NFL, I think.
No, he doesn't.
He just doesn't survive that. And then he rebounded with 10, 14, 11, then 8, 10, 13, 12, and then here comes into Lamar and all that. But you're right. He does not. There is no way he survives.
No, he's gone.
I'll tell you what. Whether the 8-8 or gets the 5-11, thanks for coming. You gone.
Well, all of this to say, don't trust John Harbaugh, okay?
Yeah. Unless it's the preseason, then blindly bet.
Trust at your own peril. All right, let's introduce you to Haley Sawyer, back to some College Football Wednesday waffles next on The Fan.
A Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with his Sports Center update. First on the Fan. More bad news for the 49ers in the NFC West. It's quarterback Brock Purdy not likely to play in Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints. Mac Jones would be in line to start against or opposite Spencer Rattler. They will already be without tight end George Kittle as well. On the diamond, the Mariners on a 4-game win streak, now just 1 game back of the Astros in the division. Seattle still 1 game ahead of Texas for the 3rd and final wild card spot. The M's go for the sweep tonight against the Cardinals. Logan Gilbert on the hill for the Mariners. Michael McGreevy toes the rubber for the Redbirds. First pitch from Soto at 6:40. And since we are scoreboard watching, the Astros taking on the Blue Jays in Toronto tonight. That one getting started right now. Updates forthcoming. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks? Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Recruiting with Andrew Nemec, Thursday evenings at 7 after Isaac and Souk on the Fan Sports Network. 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. Primetime with Isaac and Souk.
What do girls want anyway? Well, apparently not total losers. We're pretty good at basketball. Yeah, as long as we don't have to run or jump or dribble or nothing.
Isaac Robb.
Hey, you guys up for a little game?
Sure.
Well, let's make it interesting. Say $20.
How about 50?
You're on.
Jason Sukanik.
Dude, we don't have $50. We don't have 20.
This is Primetime on the Fan Sports Network.
What the hell's up with that? We win, and they get the chips. That sucks, dude.
105.1 and 1080.
Dude, I'm telling you, it's jobs. We gotta get jobs. Then we get the khakis. Then we get the chicks.
The Fan.
All right, welcome back. Hour 2 of the Wednesday program with Isaac and Souk. Hello. Now back to our college football Wednesday waffles.
I haven't had a waffle in forever, and I kind of want one now.
You saying you were in the mood for waffle kind of has given me the hankering as well. I could go for a waffle.
Yeah. I tried getting pancakes this weekend at brunch, and they didn't have them. I had to settle for a Monte Cristo.
What kind of brunch place doesn't have pancakes?
That's what I said. La Provence.
Wow.
They took the pancakes off the menu. Went in for pancakes, had a Monte Cristo. Delightful.
Did they have crepes?
No.
Oh,
Isn't it crepes?
yeah. Maybe. Don't they say crepe?
They might. I'm probably
I
saying
think
it.
we say crepe.
They had a croissant, which was
Croissant?
delightful.
I tell you, I like the French accent.
Yeah. Especially when you do an outrageous one that's like way over the
Yeah.
top. You silly king. Little Monty Python.
Do you remember Pepe Le Pew?
I think he got canceled.
He did get canceled.
Oh,
He was
why?
Very.
He was very
His
Uh,
farts were too stinky?
No,
Yeah, that was it.
That's called sexual assault.
Wait, what did Pepe? It's a cartoon.
Yeah, he was assaulting that poor cat. Can't
He
have it.
was?
Yeah.
Pepe Le Pew was?
Yeah, he was constantly rubbing on the cat, and the cat was literally
He was
shoving him away.
frequently coming on to other creatures that did not
Well,
want
the
that
French-
action.
The French are horny.
Well, so was
You-
Pepe. A little too much so.
You can't get grabby. It's very problematic nowadays. Yeah, he got
Somewhat
canceled.
forceful, I think, as well.
Yes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All in the cartoon?
You don't remember that?
No.
Pepe Le Pew would literally be kissing the cat as the cat like tried to escape, and he would chase her and grab her.
Be like, that's just how men acted back then.
Yeah.
We fire the writer, not Pepe. You know?
Clean up his image and send him back out there.
Exactly.
You could write him differently.
All right.
Yeah, he got canceled.
Well, anyway. Yeah, I think it's funny. Oh, we'll keep the writer, but you got to cancel that character. Wait, you're the one writing it.
Hey man, go back and look at some of like the Jetsons and the Flintstones. It's a little uncomfortable. You know, somewhere off camera that George was given given old Jane Jetson the back of his hand.
Who was Archie?
Yeah.
Who was that? Was
Archie
that
Bunker?
Archie Bunker, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Did you ever watch that show?
Oh yeah. It's...
Bro.
Do you realize that Archie Bunker during those was younger than you and me?
What?
Yeah.
Like right now?
No. When
What do you mean?
when that show was on, he was younger than we are right now. He was like 43 when that show like
You're a kid.
No.
He looked 65.
Yeah.
Dude, my mind's blown.
I saw that the other day. It came across and he was like 40 something.
When they filmed Archie Bunker.
Yes.
Archie was in his 40s?
He was in his 40s. He was younger than both of us.
I don't know. I'm going to have to dig
Because you're
dig into that.
50, right?
I'm 50.
And I'll be 47. So, yes, he was.
God.
I just saw this across my timeline.
Wow. Any whoosies. Why are we talking about the French? Oh,
You were doing your
waffles.
outrageous French accent.
Do all I have to do is mention a food, and then you guys will want to eat it?
It does. It
Because I'll
does.
start doing more of that.
Yeah.
It does tend to work that way.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
commercials work. I'll like see a commercial for like a crappy pizza, and then later that night I'll be driving home being like,
Dude, I'll see a commercial for fast food and be like, yeah, that burger and fries looks awesome. I know it's not, and I know it won't be, and I still think it looks good.
It will look nothing like it looks
No,
on
but
the
I'm like,
screen.
God, I kind of want Burger King now. I don't get it, though.
Now to our college football Wednesday waffles.
now.
Haley Sawyer, do you know who she is?
Haley.
You-
Is this the AP voter?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not going well for her. She had
Yeah.
to shut down all of her accounts.
I saw she locked her Twitter account.
Yeah.
Well, she's probably getting a lot. I mean, you can imagine
Oh, yeah.
It's
the
not good.
Neanderthals,
It's not
what
good.
they're sending her way.
Yep.
Now, she is an AP Associated Press college football pollster.
Yes.
There are 62 of them.
Yes.
They are sports writers and broadcasters, and they're all across the nation. She is from the SoCal News Group,
Yeah, she covers USC.
and she voted in her Week 3 ballot. She has Florida 14th, or 16th, I think.
Mhm.
Nope, 14th. She, if you don't know, Florida lost to South Florida at home last week. She had Florida 16th
Yeah.
prior to this week.
Yes.
So she has moved Florida up 2 spots
Mhm.
in her AP Top 25 poll.
Yeah.
After losing at home as big-time favorites to South Florida. As you can imagine,
Didn't go over well.
some are like,
Yeah.
Well, it
why?
makes you ask if you're even paying attention.
Well, and she made it worse because
She made it a lot worse.
She made a statement.
Well, I've got that.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to tell you is, and I'll play that in a second, South Florida is not in her top 25.
No.
Okay, so that's the team that beat Florida.
Yes.
So South Florida didn't make it in.
Yes.
And she moved Florida from 16 to 14.
Yes.
Clearly,
Yeah.
a mistake.
Yes.
I mean, she just wasn't.
And the correct answer should have been, I'm so sorry, I meant to write South Florida and I accidentally wrote
Right.
Florida.
Even if she's lying.
Well, it's a must-lie situation.
Because you can't. Are you dropping Florida all the way out of the top 25?
Look, it's just a must-lie
know?
situation. There's
Yeah.
just
Say that.
Just say it.
and it
Well,
would be-
because no one can say otherwise. You're just saying, I meant to do this.
Yeah,
Well, who can
yes.
tell you, no, you didn't?
Right. But here is what Haley Sawyer put out on her
Hmm.
social media.
But as far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my progress or process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback. There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and it's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I said, it's really fun for discussion. It doesn't, probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really good time with it.
There you go.
Yeah, you can't.
It's a horrible look.
That is.
Well, and you sound like a rube, and I know you're trying to do the cute kind of little thing here, but that's only feeding into the misogynistic thing that you shouldn't be voting. It's not good. There's a way to handle that. I would like to be in charge of the PR when there's these sort of disasters, because there was a way she could have handled this that it wouldn't have been outrageous. And by the way, I was listening to Dirt and Sprague, we're talking about this, and there's 3 or 4 other people in this, because these things are all public. You can go on Reddit and you can look up people's votes. Mm-hmm. And there's one guy that just week to week, just forgets to rank teams. Like 1 week, he won't have a team in, and then the next week there'll be 16. So clearly he just forgets to write people in.
Yeah, I saw this one too. The same account that pointed out Haley Sawyer initially and kind of blew up her spot said, we should also look at AP voter Chad Bishop, who moved Notre Dame from unranked to number 8 after a bye week, and also forgot Florida State on last week's ballot, and this week dropped Ole Miss from 19 to unranked after an SEC win over
so
Kentucky.
He's just forgetting to put teams in.
So it sounds like a lot of them just don't take it that seriously.
Well, and her point is, she kind of alluded to the fact that I'm sure she's covering USC on the West Coast, right? Those games go late, and you get home, you have to have your thing in by a certain time on Sunday, and she's just kind of cruising through, and she doesn't really have time, and so you're trying to look through some box scores. She's at the games, at the USC games, so she's not following everything. And so she just kind of had a brain fart. She didn't realize that South Florida had beat Florida. She just didn't realize it. And so you just need to come out and say, hey, this was my bad. It was a mistake on my part. But to do she sounds like the Iraq and such as, and she's doing something like this, and I don't want to go into my process.
Yeah,
and
if I had played that for you and I said guess who she covers or where she's from, you would have said SoCal.
Yeah, and it's not a good look.
That bit, yeah, it's
and you should
she
probably
sounds like the Valley Girl on like SNL.
And you should probably have your vote taken away. You can't make a bad mistake and then say it doesn't matter and I'm not going to talk about my process.
Yeah.
And
you don't have a process.
And she may be great. I don't know. I mean, she had a brain fart. Let's not sit there and bury her.
Or she got caught not taking the job seriously.
Yeah. The response, just ignore it and just let it go away. But the fact that you chose to be like, I like the discourse, you're not doing
I appreciate your interactions, and then I locked my Twitter account so that no one could
As far as what my votes are and what my process is, I wake up early in the morning after covering a game late in the night before. Don't want to go too much into my process or logic, but I will say I appreciate everybody's interaction on social media and all of your feedback.
You don't.
There's tons of people that vote on the AP poll, and
62.
It's not a perfect system, but at the end of the day, no matter who you pick, it does even out because there's so many people who vote. And like I
my
said,
vote doesn't matter.
It's really fun for discussion. It doesn't, probably matter in the end, but I'm glad that people are having a really good time with it.
Yeah.
Okay, well, yeah, that's not good. It makes you wonder, 62 sportscasters or media types, broadcasters or whatever.
Yeah.
I mean, how do they pick the 62?
I think you have to be either a journalist or a TV person. I know Bill Orm has a vote. I think there's two locally.
Okay.
Bill Orm's one, and I forget who the other one is. I think it's a gal.
I mean, there's a lot of people who cover. There are a lot of people who cover college football.
Yeah.
So 62, while that seems like a lot, is actually not when you think of how many schools there are and how many entities there are covering each school, right? Yeah. So why don't you get the 62 best or the 62 that will take it the most seriously? Why don't you actually put more thought into who gets your votes?
Yeah, I don't know.
Because she doesn't give a rip.
I don't know the whole process, what goes into it, but no offense, but if she's doing it, that's...
But it feels like there would be 62 people who'd give enough of a rip that you should just give them the chance to do it.
You could probably line up a quality 62-person panel.
And while I'm not sure, to her point, I'm not sure how much this really matters, but if the selection committee is counting ranked wins, then it matters.
Yeah, and that's the thing. And it does. For perception and, like you said, ranked wins and strength of schedule and all that, it does. The little number beside you, now ultimately, is it the end-all to be-all one person? But if you're going to be one of 62 in a pool of thousands that are watching and covering college football, you can't botch it and then go on and say, I don't want to talk about my process and it was a late night, but that's the excuse.
Maybe she partied.
Well,
after the game.
She should have just simply said it was a late night. The USC game ran late. And guys, I am so sorry. I just made a absolute blunder. Or not say anything at all. Because the one bro that left Notre Dame and Ole Miss, he clearly is just forgetting teams from week to week. That guy ain't saying anything. Just keep your head. Sometimes just shut up, right? It's like when something is controversial or something's out there, this is the Dave Chappelle, one of my favorite Dave Chappelle quotes, and we can't say it, but he's like, or, you could shut the F up. Sometimes the best thing you can do is just shut the F up. Next time you're thinking about sending off that fire tweet about whatever sort of great controversy is going on, maybe take Dave's advice. Next time you do something that's mildly controversial and some people on internet are giving you some heat, a handful of people, do yourself a favor, shut the F up and let it blow over.
The world needs to hear my hot takes, dude.
I love all the discourse, but then 2 hours later, I shut down all my social media because the discourse was really bad. Yes, it was. And I could have told you that.
Spit on that thing.
Oh, I'm looking at the voter list. Brenna Green of Coin TV has a
There
vote.
you go. So those
she was just in here.
Those are the two that we have. We have Bill Orm and Ms. Green or Mrs. Green. I don't know. I don't want to piss anyone off.
All right. Coming up next is Arch Hurt, 105.1 The Fan.
Oregon
as we continue the Wednesday Waffle.
Oh,
Well-
yeah. Sark had a Dion angry press conference.
Is Sark
too.
kind of acting like a little bitch?
Yes, they're all babies. In the end, the coaches are all babies.
Yeah.
They just are. Well, maybe not all, but most. And Sark is pissed because there was a video circulating of last week's game,
Yeah.
Texas, where Arch Manning threw a pass and winced and held his shoulder.
Well,
It
and it's
looked
a-
like he had a shoulder.
And it's a real wonky kind of sidearm
Yeah, he
throw.
buries it.
And people have kind of have noticed that his mechanics in these first two games are kind of dog crap, and he's short arming a lot of balls. And so someone asked Sark about it, and it didn't go well.
Yeah, a reporter said Monday Manning appeared to be having throwing pains, and Sark cut him off.
Yeah.
According to who?
Yeah.
Arch said that to you? The reporter responded to Sark that he had not spoken to Manning. Videos circulating on social media appeared to show the quarterback grimacing in pain. Quote, I've never filmed any of you guys when you're using the bathroom, so I don't know what faces you make when you're doing that. Sark quipped.
Yeah.
So he took it there.
Is it really? So basically,
So that means he's hurt, right? Because why would he be this defensive?
yeah, something's going on.
Something's up.
And
Or
if you
else
saw the
he
video,
would-
it looks like something's wrong.
Yes, he
So-
winced.
I love the idea that Sark is trying to make an equivalent of when you go to the bathroom versus
Yeah, that's terrible. Those things aren't even close to the same.
you have 75,000 people in the stadium. You have millions watching on TV. And we can all see Arch go to throw a ball that looks horrible coming out of his hand. We see the arm kind of go sidearm, and then we see him noticeably grimace, and you're mad that someone asked about it? This goes back to my Dion thing. Why do coaches act like giant, like babies?
Because
Like,
they
dude,
want to control everything.
Well, like I would have loved to have been the reporter and been like, okay, so Sark, if someone's limping badly, is it fair to me to ask, why is that person limping? Do I come and look at you when you're taking a crap to see if you're limping? No, but I'm not the quarterback for Texas. If I see someone limping, if I see someone holding their back, if I see someone wincing and they're not throwing the ball very well, that's a fair question. And all Sark had to say again, much like the Valley Girl, all Sark had to say was, hey, guy, he got hit a play or two before and he had a little bit of like a stinger or whatever. And so, yeah, for a throw or two, his shoulder was he had a little zing thing.
He was just working through something.
He's just working through something.
Whatever.
And then it was done. Problem
It's amazing
solved.
when they can't handle these situations more professionally.
Is that not like, how hard is it to say that, he got hit on the elbow and for a play or two, it just was a little wonky there. And then if you look after that, he never grimaced again. Problem
I think
solved.
part of it comes from these coaches think that they really don't have much respect for the people asking these questions.
No.
And so they're like
They're bullies.
They instantly start in with the how dare you.
Yes.
How dare you tell me my business? Like I know, you know what I mean?
Yes.
And or how dare you undercover my God. How dare you uncover something that I want to keep under wraps, much like what Dion was talking about. So these guys, and yes, they're bullies. It's ultimately just the bully behavior, and they're all used to getting away with it, which is why they do it.
Well, no one will push back because, again, it goes back to these guys have to have access to the programs, and they know that if they do push back, that coaches will just not give them access. It's turned into a lot of state-run media, and it drives me nuts that you're allowed to get away with it.
So then Manning was asked about it. He said, no, I got to make that throw. He was open, ran a good dig route. When asked Saturday if Manning was dealing with any injuries, Sark said, I don't know, news to me.
Yeah.
Flippin' ass.
Sark is he's not the most likable coach in the world. He definitely has some of that giant red ass. And
Everybody got in the face of the game operations person in the
Yeah.
tunnel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, he's got a lot of that.
He was holding him back from going out on the field, right?
Yeah, there's
Don't
touch me.
There is specific times where TV
It's all
is,
high tea.
you watch it at any game. There's a specific time where the TV crew will tell you now you run out onto the field. So Sark started to go. The person put their hand out and was like, "Hey, not yet."
Touched him on the chest.
And
you don't do that.
Freaked out.
You don't do that with Sark.
God.
All right.
Just one. This goes back to my every now and then, like we all need to get punched in the face a time or two just to kind of take us down a notch. Let's include college football coaches in that as well.
Yeah, Sark, I remember when we covered him, like the Pac-12 media days and stuff.
Yeah.
He was at Washington.
Yeah.
He was actually really cool.
Yeah.
So
And
it's there.
It's there.
But
Yep.
Who do you think you are?
I think the further up the chain you go, you'll see no further. When Chip started at Oregon, I thought Chip was great. I thought Chip was a guy's guy and was really a lot of fun. And then once he started climbing the ladder, having some success, boy, that Cobb got inserted up there real far. And he became a nightmare to deal with.
All right. We must get on to In the News. Many call it ITN. The Tigard mayor has resigned. But why? Next, here's Buck.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan. Playoff watch in the American League. The Mariners have won 4 straight. They started the day 1 game behind the Astros in the AL West. The Astros are playing right now in Toronto, and they already have a 1-0 lead for the M's. They still have the 3rd and final wildcard spot. They're a game ahead of the Texas Rangers tonight. They'll go for their 5th straight win and try to sweep the Cardinals up in Seattle. Logan Gilbert is on the hill for the Mariners. Michael McGreevy takes the ball for the Redbirds. First pitch is at 6:40. And some bad news in the NFC West for the 49ers as quarterback Brock Purdy not likely to play in Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints. Mac Jones would be in line to start against Spencer Rattler and company. They will already be without tight end George Kittle as well. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley, the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Your home for Seahawks football, the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, I'm trying to think of who wronged me today.
Did Sark wrong you? I'm still. I need a piece of this Mets team because it's not going well for me. It's just damaging me emotionally. I'm not sleeping well at night. I'm lashing out at Buckley for no reason because of his Giants. It's just things aren't going well. And when things aren't going well and someone has wronged you, there's only one person or persons.
Yeah, the only thing that can make it better
Yeah.
is money.
Yeah.
And,
Buck, you want to give me $20 to make me feel better over this Giants Mets thing?
No, we're both going to make our $20 on the Kent State Golden Flashes.
That is true. I'm feeling better already.
like, I mean, if somebody came with, like, walked in the door to the studio right now and said, Suk, listen, I want to tell you something.
Yeah.
My name is Jim, and I see the future.
Yeah.
I have to tell you something. The Mets are not going to make the playoffs. However, here is a bag of cash. In it is $20,000.
I feel better.
Are you okay with that?
I feel all right.
Yeah, you're like,
I feel all right.
Whatever, Mets.
Yeah. That's the Donikin card.
That's the advocates.
When you've been hurt and you're like, oh my God, this is terrible. And then you're like, well, maybe the advocates can make me feel a little better. And you can make up for lost wages to make sure you're taken care of. They're going to make sure that someone is held accountable for hurting you. And that's it's great. And by the way, it doesn't cost you anything. It's free to talk to them, free to hire them.
Yeah.
And they're actually really good at what they do.
Yeah. So if you've been injured, you need more than a lawyer. You deserve an advocate. Go to advocateslaw.com. Primetime is hitting the road this Thursday. The show heads All right, nice to have you along.
This is Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
Misfire.
It's all right.
Ew.
It happens. A lot of buttons over here.
A lot of buttons.
A lot of people. Yeah, good to have you along. Wednesday show. It is September 10, 2025. Time now for In the News. I'm your noted newsman. Hello. Thank you. Please be seated and all rise. It is brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. Today is National Hot Dog Day.
Don't eat hot dogs very often, but, Kate, I had a Dodger dog down at the baseball game a couple weeks ago. Other than that, I got no time for hot dogs.
I've heard Dodger dogs are wildly overrated. Is that the case? Just a hot dog, right?
Yeah, I mean it's grilled. I mean, I guess that's better than the water ones that are boiled. I don't know. They butter the bread. It's fine.
It's fine.
Well, I mean, I don't know.
I'm with you.
Dodger dogs are famous, and it's but it's really just
why do they call
them
them Dodger dogs? It's just a hot dog, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. I don't know. At BYU they sell these things called Cougar Tails. It's a big maple bar.
Yeah.
It's a maple bar.
Right.
It's just long, and so it looks they call it a Cougar Tail. It's a big maple bar. Is that maple bar better than any other maple bar? No, but you call it a Cougar Tail and be like, oh, you got to have one.
Yeah. Branding.
Brandy.
It's also TV dinner day.
Go get myself some Salisbury steak.
When's the last time you had a Hungry Man?
I every now and then I'll make my way over to the Slammer. You ever been to the Slammer Tavern?
Slammer Tavern, yeah.
And you have to have food in order to serve booze, and they serve Hungry Man dinners.
Do they really?
Yeah, so
every warm them up.
Yeah, you get them the same thing in the little tray and all that. So every now and then, if I'm on that side, I'll make my way over there, and even if I don't want one, I will order one and it's always the Salisbury steak because that is the.
What else do they have?
Well, you got the fried chicken, and they always have that brownie. This is the best part.
Often a meatloaf.
Yeah, there's a meatloaf, and my favorite part is the brownie. Is always, it comes out like a brick, and the mashed potatoes 9,000 degrees. That's the definitive nature of a Hungry Man dinner.
On a scale of -5 to 10,
yeah,
what do you think the quality of the meat is?
-17. I don't think it's real meat.
Really?
No.
Well, what?
I don't know.
What is it?
I think it's possum. I really do. Maybe some squirrel. Oh. Now I don't want to.
It looks nice on the.
Yeah, it's not
on the cover.
It's not
on the box.
It's not. My kids worked at a fast food restaurant, and I will tell you that their meat is not. Their ground beef. You should look at it. It's a percentage of ground beef.
Who's they?
My kids both worked at a fast.
Oh, you're talking about Taco Bell?
I don't know where they worked. I'm just telling you. They worked at a fast food restaurant.
And I'm going to shove a burrito in my ass.
And if I'm not mistaken, the ground beef that is served at this restaurant, I want to say is 35 or 40% ground beef.
Wasn't that the way with Subway bread too? Was that a thing?
Subway bread?
Yeah. Didn't they?
What is it then?
They found they found in the ingredients some materials that are also in yoga mats.
Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
So if it's 35 to 40%, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Then what's the rest?
Foodstuffs.
It's just things.
Synthetic protein foodstuffs.
So is this like when the drug dealers cut drugs with fentanyl?
Yeah.
Are they trying to increase their profits? Is that what's happening?
It's mostly coke in there.
It's mostly meat.
Throw some stuff in there. It's
Is that what they're doing? Why is it not just meat?
Well, because it's
cheaper.
Meat's expensive.
Okay, but then what's the rest of it?
Don't ask questions.
What happened to your voice right there?
Well, just let it go.
I'm not going to let it
Quit
go.
asking questions.
I was a lie.
You need to blow the lid off of this story. This is your big break.
AI tells me it's 88% USDA inspected ground beef and 12% water, seasonings, and other ingredients.
Then it got a lot better because it was not 88%.
Non-beef components include cocoa powder, caramel color, tarula yeast, oats, fiber, soy, lecithin.
Comes in a big bag and you mix it with water.
What's lecithin? That sounds bad.
I don't know. Cellulose.
Is that giving us cancer? And what's the other ingredient? You can't say 81, 12, and 7%.
Well, I think I just named them.
Oh, that's what it was?
I think so.
Just look the other way. Enjoy your...
Well, how about this? Don't eat at Taco Bell. Sucks.
Who says it's Taco Bell?
I haven't eaten at Taco Bell I
didn't say it was Taco Bell.
I'm embarrassed to say that I've ever even eaten there.
I'm not. I love Taco Bell.
The place is terrible.
I feel like hell afterwards, but I love it.
I don't even know if it was Taco Bell.
Exactly. Why would you eat there if you feel like hell afterwards? That makes no sense to me.
Exactly. Someone has to stop asking how the sausage is made and just enjoy it.
The mayor of Tigard has resigned.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Whatever will we do?
Effective immediately, according to a lengthy statement posted on her website.
Oh, no. I was going to say, if it was he, I was assuming it was something to do with inappropriateness. But
okay, so now what do you think it is?
Some sort of, there's got to be some sort of funding scandal. Some money was missing, right?
Improper use of funds.
Yeah, I always think if it's a female, it's an improper use of funds. If it's a male, I got a good idea what happened there.
Mayor Heidi Lube cited multiple issues, particularly conflicting dynamics within the city government between herself, other councilors, and city staff. She said the issues began after she reported another city councilor in April for crossing a line by asking me on my personal phone how much I paid another councilor to say something nice about me during a city council meeting. After which an investigation involving complaints against her was opened.
So it was kind of about funds. And claims of inappropriate
misuse. Yeah. So she says those complaints happened after she tried to hold staff accountable for mistakes or stood up for the community. Of course, she's the hero.
Yeah.
She said that a report on the complaints made against her would inevitably come out either via the county district attorney's office or from counselors talking despite assurances from the city that the goal wasn't for public review. Anyway,
look,
she
just stepped down and was like, "Please don't look into this any further." Which I'm sure
that's right. She's running
nothing to see
fast.
Nothing to see here.
Her term was set to end December 31, 2026.
If it involves a female, it involves funds. If it's a male, it involves an intern and/or a massage parlor. I think we all know that that's usually the way these things go.
The council has accepted her resignation.
And you're
sounds like it got pretty ugly down there in Tigard. God,
dude, it's wild out there in the streets, man.
People going for jugulars these days. It's crazy. Well, they are. Monday's storm only sparked 10 new fires across Oregon.
Is that good? Only 10?
Yeah. Well, I think so.
I don't know.
Wait,
could have been 30.
Is it because there was lightning?
Seems like a lot.
Yeah.
What usually, a rainstorm would help diminish fires.
It's
So
a thunder,
right.
The lightning.
It was a big electrical storm.
Oh.
You didn't see that?
Yeah.
No,
10 seems like a lot, though.
On Monday?
I just heard big storm, and I'm like, how would that be hurtful?
Yeah, only 10 new fires.
Yeah, the lightning. The lightning's not good. Can't have the lightning.
Despite the rain accompanying the thunderstorms, the forecast for Tuesday, that was yesterday, predicts additional storms. Did it rain yesterday?
I think it's rained. Yeah, it's.
Did it rain today?
No, I don't think it rained today. I think the rain's gone. But yesterday it rained. I woke up and there was some wetness.
Well, that sucks.
But
10 new fires.
But I don't think today I saw any. But it's a lot different in Vancouver. I mean, you get wild different weather patterns between Happy Valley, Hillsborough, Vancouver. You never know what you're gonna get.
What else do we have here for you, gentlemen? Oh, it is time for a break. It's too bad.
Go get a burrito
from Taco Bell.
Who's to say where I'm getting it from? Don't worry about it.
Somebody said that Taco Bell brought back the double-decker.
Ooh. Thinking about maybe a quesarito.
Do I want to know what the double-decker is?
I think it's just a.
Double-decker. It's double-decker taco.
It's a hard taco
with a soft taco
around it.
Yeah,
and some beans.
Why do we need that?
I don't know.
Well, because people like the hard taco crunch, but they don't like when the taco shell splits and all your lettuce and everything falls out of it. So you have the soft taco around the hard taco shell with a little layer of refried beans in there between.
Hey,
it works. People like it.
Dude, Buck is dialed in. Buck
I like Taco Bell, man.
You're like the Schultze of. Schultze
whoa.
Schultze is to McDonald's as Buck is to Taco Smell.
Interesting.
I would have to eat Taco Bell frequently for that to be the case, and I do not.
You know an awful lot about that. Well, that's what Schultze says too. He's like, well,
you do know.
Schultze extols all the virtues of the McDonald's app because of all the rewards. And say, I am not in this same camp.
You do know an awful lot about this double-decker taco, and you seemed very passionate about it.
Well, it was a big part. I remember when it came out in my childhood. Nostalgia, man.
Do they still have the Mexi Nuggets?
I don't believe so, but I think I saw something about them rolling out like vintage menu items from the 80s, 90s, and 2000s to get people back.
I want to give Buckley the Taco Bell menu quiz.
What is that? I'd love to try.
Boy. How drunk do you have to be to go through a Taco Bell?
Not that drunk, man.
If you ever want the best people watching in Portland, right across the street from the Timber Stadium on Burnside, there's a Taco Bell right there. And there's a walk-up window that's open late. Not the drive-through, the walk-up. Just meander over there on a Friday night about 12:15 and buckle the hell up. You're going to see some stuff. If you ever just like, you know what, my life's a little boring, I need to put some more whimsy in it, check out the walk-up window of that Taco Bell on Burnside. You will not be disappointed.
Are the Evergreen School District kids actually learning in school yet?
I know the answer to this.
I'm going to give you the update. Coming up next on The Fan.
This is the Fan's Window into Sports, a view into today's top stories. Brought to you by Window Nation, online at windownation.com.
Deep right center field, and Julio! One of his all-time greats!
Julio Rodriguez.
Yes.
Former Cleveland Steamer.
Hey, Julio.
Has he got it together?
For all the flack that he took.
Been pretty solid and steady.
266, 30, and 90.
Okay.
With 20-something stolen bases.
That's pretty good.
He put together a nice year.
That's pretty good.
Yes.
I think some are kind of hoping he's like more 40-40 type, but
I understand, but
that's a good year.
Look,
little year.
Those are you cannot sneeze at those numbers.
I will not sneeze at those numbers. However, I did trade him. 50% off all window styles, 0 down, 0 interest, 0 payments for 2 years at Window Nation. 866-90Nation or windownation.com for a free in-home estimate.
Tune in to the radio stations of Odyssey Portland for I'm Listening, a special broadcast event featuring some of the biggest names in music, news, and sports, along with some of the most respected
right. This is in the news for September 10, 2025. Thank you. I forgot what I teased. Do you remember what I teased?
Kids not learning or something?
Oh, yeah. They're still not in school
No.
up in the Evergreen School District.
That's the largest school district in Vancouver.
Yeah. So are your kids pissed that they're no longer in school?
My youngest is 20, so
What does that mean?
why would my kids be pissed that they're not in high school when
Because they don't have to go to school. So, in other words, like, kids right now are rejoicing because they're not in school.
Yeah.
I said, are your kids pissed because they're out of school
Oh.
that they're not back in school so that they don't have to go to school?
Well, one lives in Korea, the other one lives 5 hours away on the Canadian border. I don't think they're aware
No.
that I'm not certain that they're aware
Well, they should listen to In the News.
of the kerfuffle. Yes, maybe if they would. They're more of a Club 1080 sort of family. My son loves the club.
Okay.
But yeah, I don't know. I don't know what the general consensus. But I will say that as I walk the dog in the morning, I do see some kids out and about frolicking, and they do not look upset that
They're fired up.
that there is no school.
Like, wait, no school again today?
Yes.
This is great.
I have noticed a lot of kids playing basketball. They're out there, they're out there hooping and just kind of
Up in the coop?
up in the
It's
coop.
actually pretty neat.
And then
In
I
your
think,
burg?
and then I think because the parents probably work, I think there's more free range kids because I've noticed some ruffians hanging around like the mini marts and stuff.
Well, isn't it a great day for parents when the kids go back to school?
Yes.
Right? They all
Yeah.
get together and get drunk and everything?
Yeah.
I would imagine the Evergreen School District parents are all pissed off. And
Yeah.
they're like, you know what?
Probably
We're so
can't be
disgusted.
great.
Just go play. I don't know. Go away.
Yeah. And when you were a kid, was there anything better than just, and I don't know how often it happens anymore, but there was just something great about just being up to no good with your friends.
Well,
Like,
you never really had plans.
No, you
just
just
ride your bikes,
stuff happened.
and then you'd start talking about stuff. It's like,
Yeah.
well, let's go to Quick Trip.
Yeah, what else you got going on?
All right, we'll
Yeah.
kill some time there.
Yeah. And I've noticed some no good beatniks just roaming around. And quite frankly, when I see it now, it kind of warms my heart. I'll just see like a pack of kids, and I'm like, oh yeah,
No good beatniks?
yeah, makes me happy. You see some teen angst running around, and you're like, you know what? Good for you guys. You're not in school right now. The parents are at work. No one's supervising you. Maybe you stole a cigarette from your older brother. It makes me happy to see some kids out there living life. Live, damn it, live.
Commuters who use the Broadway Bridge will need to pick an alternate crossing this winter.
One of the other 9 bridges that we have.
Starting next month, the bridge will be closed to all vehicle traffic for 6 months.
Oh, ooh, that's a long one.
That's a long one.
Yeah.
They will be replacing the deck on the movable lift spans. So the closure will begin October 13th, and that will run through April of 2026, which likely means April of 2074.
Yeah, that's probably true. And then the cost of it, whatever they're telling you the cost will be, like quadruple it.
The Portland streetcar will not be able to cross during the closure, so the A and B loop routes will be temporarily modified. Basically, all hell's breaking loose over there. The project cost? Any guesses? I have it here.
$42 million.
$9.3 million US.
That's pretty good.
Not bad.
By the
Good
way,
little deal.
that's going to come out to be 20. I feel very confident. So instead of that, you're going to have to go, 2 miles down? With that next one would be the Steel Bridge, right?
Don't know.
Get the steel.
I don't know I don't have the bridges in order.
I believe you've got the Broadway, and then the Steel, then the Burnside, and then Morrison and Hawthorne. So I believe
You just look at your bridges poster.
I think that is correct. Because I come from that side, and I usually take the Morrison down. But every now and then, when the Morrison is jammed up, you know what I do? I just go to the next one down. It really isn't that hard. They're like a couple blocks from.
I'm gonna start swimming.
Paddleboard out there.
Swim across. Screw it. I'm not going all the way down to the next bridge.
We do have lots of bridges. That's all I'm saying. Like, if you've ever lived in Florida,
City of Bridges.
if you go down to St. Pete, like Tampa and St. Pete, you will understand what bridge hell is.
You know, we haven't talked about this yet, ever. No reason to. But I've become more familiar with the Milwaukee area in recent times.
Why have you become more familiar with the Milwaukee?
Well, when my parents moved here, they had an Airbnb for a while before they got settled, and it was in Milwaukee.
Sure.
So it was an area that I hadn't been too much.
You don't explore
in my
area.
travails, but I now have a take that I'm sure many people have. I'm just late to the party.
Sure.
That I don't understand why there's not a bridge from Milwaukee over to Lake O. I don't understand that, because if you have ever had to travel from Milwaukee to Lake O, depending on where, because Milwaukee's pretty big, depending on where you are in Milwaukee, you have to either go all the way down and around 205, or you have to go all the way up across the Selwood Bridge and back down.
I'm looking at that right now.
Why is there not a bridge over there?
It's a valid point. Boy, I am looking at the route you have to take. Dude, you are right. That is so inconvenient.
Like, why? It's probably because the Richies don't want the peasants coming over into their bird. But
yeah, because then you're right across from like Dunthorpe, and I'll tell you what, they're not going to put up with the Milwaukee people.
Well, there it is right there. Dunthorpe's that close?
Dunthorpe's
right there. Yeah, I guess
there.
it is, because it's a little north of Lake O.
Yeah, so if you were like Milwaukee and you just jumped across, you're in Dunthorpe.
Yeah,
and they're not.
They ain't having that.
They're not putting up with that crap. Not for 2 seconds. You know, there's one up in Washington that's like this. If you look like La Center, like where I used to live, St. Helens is literally, like, as the crow flies, it's like 1 mile away. But in order to get to it, you have to go up to Longview and back around. Yeah, it sucks. So a lot of times when I lived in the center and I would Google, like, a service that I wanted, like I was looking for a mechanic or a place to eat or whatever, it would always bring up a place, and I'd be like, oh, that's great. It's only 2 miles away. And I'd be like, son of a St. Helens. Because it's 2 miles away.
How long would it take you to?
Oh, it'll take you 50 minutes.
50?
50, because you have to drive all the way up to Longview, cross, and then back down.
Boy, that's dumb.
And you could literally, if you had a little ferry, you could just paddle your way across.
Swim. Well, we're not going to solve all the world's problems today, are we, Jace?
No, but it does. I think we need to work on that Dunthorpe to Milwaukee bridge, because I'm sure the Lake Oswego people will love it.
And that's probably why it doesn't exist.
Bingo.
Very powerful group of people.
Yes.
Although I can go swim on their lake.
Can you?
I sure can.
Good luck getting in.
Dude, I know right where to drop in. They gave us like an 8-foot. Seriously, have you seen that? We talked about it.
Yeah.
There's like an 8-foot area where you can get into the lake.
That's it.
And there's a guard there.
This general area here. It's Caddy's Day from 11 to 11:15.
That's in the news, September 10, 2025, brought to you by the Advocates, injury attorneys at advocateslaw.com. We'll get back to our college football Wednesday waffles. Would Oregon State have cratered this bad if Jonathan Smith were still there? Heisman talk. And today in the Big Ten, those items are coming up this hour on 105.1 The Fan.
Hey, it's Suk, and for many of us, it's happening. Your hair is thinning, the crown's disappearing, maybe hair loss has
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with the Sports Center update. First on the Fan, some NFC West news today as Adam Schefter reports 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy not likely to play against the New Orleans Saints in Week 2. Mac Jones would be in line to start for the Niners. They'll already be without tight end George Kittle, who is on the IR. On the diamond, the Mariners on a 4-game win streak and now just 1 game behind the Astros in the division. Seattle still 1 game ahead of Texas for the 3rd and final wild card spot in the American League. The M's going for the sweep of the Cardinals tonight up in Seattle. Logan Gilbert is on the hill for the Mariners. Michael McGreevy toes the rubber for the Redbirds. First pitch from Soto at 6:40. And since it's scoreboard watching season up in Toronto, the Astros have a 1-0 lead there in the top of the 4th at the Rogers Center. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of Primetime with Isaac and Sue.
Back. Hope you're having a nice little Wednesday. We are your sports bros, Isaac and Suk. I'm Isaac. Hi. And there's Big Suk right over there. Look at him.
By the way, going back to something we talked about, how you're an old bastard. Carol O'Connor. Archie Bunker.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
4 years younger than you when he played Archie Bunker.
That is so wild to me because when I picture him, I'll have to go back and look at videos.
Yeah, you picture an old ass white haired
dude. He looks 65,
46 years of age,
if not 70.
46 years of age.
What's his name again?
Carol O'Connor. O'Connor. Sorry, not O'Connell.
That dude's name was Carol.
Carol O'Connor. 46 years old, all in the family. He was Archie Bunker.
So what years is that? 70s?
1971. In 1971, he was actually, I think, 45 when he shot the pilot, but he was 46 when it premiered, it sounds like.
Boy, that's wild. I'm looking at him. Okay, so I can kind of see it now. But he was silver. He had gray.
Yes.
But I can see he just I don't know, he's one of those guys that's just always looked old.
Yes. Well, there's just people used to age differently than what
they smoked and
we're all vampires now. If you want to feel worse than that, you remember Cocoon, correct?
Oh, yeah.
Wilford Brimley during Cocoon?
That. Yeah.
Younger than you.
Yeah. I've heard that, which is equally.
If you want to feel more depressed, look up Wilford Brimley in Cocoon and realize that he younger than you.
Well, that makes me feel good because I know I'm gray, but I don't look that bad, do I?
He was a year older than
Depends
me.
on the day.
During when he filmed that. It's just.
That is great.
Yeah.
You're saying that. Okay. I want everyone right now to Google Wilford Brimley Cocoon. And there's the, he's got the fedora on and he's got the stash and everything.
Yep. The glasses.
You're telling me.
Yes.
That in that photo.
48 years
old. Or
age.
those photos of screen grabs of Cocoon, he's 48?
He's 48 years old. Came out when he was 49, filmed when he was 48.
I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
I think it's a testament to
better living.
Yeah. We look way better.
Yeah.
You and I.
There's just better things.
I
mean, look,
I'm trying to tell myself that.
I don't know what to tell you.
Don't we?
I'd like to think that I don't look like Wilford Brimley, but I don't know, man.
Well, I'm not saying you look like him, but
no,
you don't look old. What are you, 47?
I'm 47.
You don't look old.
I don't like.
The only reason I look old is because I'm gray.
Well, I got a lot of white and I'm bald. Look,
you're bald, yeah.
Here's the thing: is like you can't say that you don't look old. You need third-party confirmation. Right. It's like you saying,
"Hey, Buckley, who looks older, me or Suk?"
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I didn't think it was that close. I thought for sure it was me. It's probably
well.
Suk, right?
I mean, it's different because you have the graying factor, which
Yes.
you wouldn't be able to. I mean, Suk's getting some of it in his beard, and if he had a head of hair that had gray in it, it might be closer. I think the edge probably goes to you being older because of the gray.
Well, that's the right
But
answer.
you don't. I mean, but like you look at your faces, and you're about on even footing here.
I think he just called me hot.
Hey,
Well,
if I shaved my beard, I would.
Why do you
look-
think I'm here? Both of you are hot.
I would look younger if I shaved my beard.
Yeah, I think we all would.
Yeah,
I mean,
think
I
so.
certainly would
Yes.
because my beard's gray.
Yes. Well, believe me, my beard is getting there too. So, and I'm bald and I got wrinkles around my eyes. What
Let's
do you
shave
want?
our beards.
No.
Tomorrow at A&A, we'll show up without beards.
When's the last time you shaved?
Dude, my wife asked me that the other day.
Yeah.
It's been many years. I could probably go back and look at pictures.
Yeah.
It's probably been over 10 years.
Yeah,
Pre-pandemic for me.
Yeah, because we're all.
Do you remember when beards used to be viewed like?
Oh yeah.
Like you were hiding something.
Yes.
Everybody has a beard now.
Well, kids and dogs are naturally. They've done studies. They're scared of beards.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kids
are stupid.
Well, and even now, like politicians, for the most part, like people, they find beards to be like
They're off-putting.
untrustworthy.
Except for my doppelganger, J.D. Vance.
That's true.
Well, you do look like J.D. Vance.
Yeah,
that's right.
The Mormon Church, we weren't allowed to have beards in positions of authority.
Yeah. Yankees couldn't have beards until recently.
Yeah, and even then, it's still well trimmed, well groomed.
I always love it's just like an old person thing.
YouTube calling for Rob to bring back the soul patch.
Oh, I remember those
Well,
days.
if I shave my beard, I will.
Just leave the soul
for
patch,
a day.
I'd like to see you with just a mustache.
I did that in Italy.
Yeah.
But we were there long enough that
It kinda
it
grew
blended back in. But
Yeah.
I did rock that on.
That's the last time I did that. Is we were having like it was a themed birthday party, and it was like a trailer park trash mystery theme. And so I like shaved my beard into this crazy horseshoe Fu Manchu chop thing, and I just had to get rid of it at the end of the weekend. And so,
oh really?
I mean, it was okay. I think I actually shaved the bottom parts off and left the mustache and let the beard grow back in. But this is 6 years ago.
Big Zook had a mustache at one time.
Yeah, I had a
Remember
handlebar
that?
mustache.
Yeah.
I had a handlebar mustache. I did a curly bill, turned up the edge mustache.
It wasn't a bad look for you.
Yeah.
You should do that.
Like when you're bald, you gotta
mix it up.
You gotta mix it up. Otherwise, you just end up looking like a penis.
Well, and I think you know that my white privilege took me to the Royal Ascot horse races in
Yes.
England, and for that event where it was required to wear a top hat and coattails, I lost the beard and curled up the mustache with mustache wax for that one.
Yeah. It's fun every now and then to it's your new fun to be a guy sort of facial hairdo.
Yeah.
You gotta sprinkle some in there.
Well, we've blown a segment.
Yes, we have.
On nothing.
Well, I just wanted to confirm the Archie Bunker thing.
I think the Wilford Brimley is actually worse.
Yeah,
now,
that one's
now
worse.
that I look at the photos.
Yeah.
God.
Both younger than you.
Wonder how long we would have lived had we lived 150 years ago. You know?
Not long.
I'd be dead by now?
Probably. It was the olden days.
Yeah.
When you think about I've talked with my kids about this, that if we lived 100 years ago, 2 of my kids would be dead. Because they both had medical things that would have killed them.
Right.
They both ended up with like really bad infections that they both hospital stays and both would have been dead. 100%. Because that was like in the old days, you had to have 9 kids because like 6 of them were going to die. So you had to have some kids out there working the field.
You'd be out there towing the land, wallowing in your bottle.
That's the thing is you didn't even get a chance to mourn. Like your kid would die and you're like, well, that's sad. All right, back to plowing the field.
This field ain't gonna harvest itself.
Exactly. That's just the way. There was no time off for
you
grief.
You can't cry.
No.
You can't harvest the field with grief.
You can't grieve.
Dude, I don't know if you had this, but my grandfather, one Newell K. Brown, dude, he had stories from back in the day that were just. He had one of those where he lost brothers and sisters, and it just. You would think that, like, I don't know, like they got into they had like a family pet that like passed away. And even then, I think that was too much grief for him. He's like, yeah, my little brother. He's like, whatever. He's like, things to
Just
do.
another in a long line of death.
Yeah, he just didn't care. His dad's out there fighting in a couple wars and
Desensitized.
They had a dirt floor in Utah. He just it was the hardened time back then. They just didn't care. And when he would tell those stories to you,
Well, it was normal.
yeah, it was like this. He just these horrific details of his life that would just shock you. And then he realized he was telling it to you like he was telling you that he was going to go get a glass of water. It was very matter of fact.
Yeah.
No emotion.
The emotions are way, way down in there.
Oh yeah.
You know, they're shoved so far down.
Shoved way down.
They don't come out.
No.
Well, I can tell you that we will be out in the wild tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll be at Tom's Watch Bar at A Casino, so come join us from 3 to 7.
Watch a little Thursday night football and maybe play some bets.
Yeah. I already got a bet from a duck honk friend of mine that he wants me to place for him while I'm up there. He wants
futures bet or
yeah, he wants the Ducks to win the Big Ten plus 400.
I saw that last night. I was looking at some futures last night. I made a wager today. It's not on the Ducks to win the conference, but it is Ducks futures related.
I'll tell you right
Win
now.
the title? What's the
Think individually based.
Oh, Dante Moore?
That's right.
Heisman?
Well, I'm going to take a look. Well, by the way, he's like 4th now up to the odds.
Yeah.
I got 13-1, which seemed like really good value right now.
I want to take a look at the Penn State line because I've already planted my flag. Oregon's going to beat Penn State in 3
Do they
weeks.
have a look-ahead line?
Yep, 4.5 in favor of Penn State.
Wow.
I would take that right
Still
now if I
4.5?
could find it. Yes.
I will be laying a nice little chunk of change tomorrow down on the Ducks. They will beat Penn State.
Tell you what. What else? Oh, I have one other thing to tell you, and it's unfortunate, but it's okay. We understand. Dan Lanning will not be on the show tomorrow.
They are traveling a day early to go to Northwestern.
So we can't get him this week, but he'll be back at his regular time, Thursdays at 4 next week. All right, coming up next, back to our college football Wednesday waffles. We will look at the Heisman odds, and would Oregon State have cratered this bad if Jonathan Smith were still there? Next on 105.1 The Fan.
Dirt and Sprague. Dirt on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, Trent Bray is taking a lot of heat for the Beavers.
It's not going good down in Corvallis. It's
Recently.
about to get worse.
But is it all his fault? Someone asked a good question on the text line about Oregon State. And do you think, considering the Pac-12 situation and everything that's gone on with the Beavers, even if Jonathan Smith had stayed, are they...
They're better off, but it would still be a rough
It's
go.
not... Yeah, I was going to say, it's like, I mean, sure, I think their team looks better.
Yes.
With Smith as the head coach over Bray, but how much better? I mean, like...
Well,
I don't
know
how much he could have saved.
Does Child stick around? Do you stave off some of the mass defections?
You might keep Child. Sounds like he liked Jonathan Smith.
You like Jonathan Smith.
But you also have to come up with money to
You got to come up with money. But, they've done an okay job. They kept Martinez for a little bit. They went out and spent money on Malik Murphy, who, from a stat standpoint, last week was solid. So they've for what they have to work with, they've done an okay job coming up with NIL in the face of adversity. And Jonathan Smith was a team builder. He ran a good offense. So, I mean, and a lot of the coaching staff obviously went with him. They would have been in much better shape. I just think Trent Bray is in over his head. I don't think he's a well-liked guy. I think he's rubbing people the wrong way, and they're not winning. So I just feel very strongly that this would be a much better situation had Jonathan Smith stayed. But would it be great? No. But remember, this was a team that was telling people, hey, with the schedule we have these next 2 years and with the resources we have and with the advantage we have over our competition from a talent standpoint and resources, it's not as if they're playing in the Big Ten. There's no excuse for Oregon State to be losing the games that they're losing. They have now lost to Fresno State. They got beat by Nevada. They were shut out by Air Force, for God's sakes. Whatever you think of where Oregon State's at, from a talent standpoint and a resources, you are better than these schools, which is why when I looked at this schedule this year, the Cal game was the one that I was like, oh, we'll see. Everyone thought that they were, going to take care of Cal. Cal whooped their ass. But the Fresno game, that's a prime example. There's no excuse for losing that game. Going into the new Pac-12, you thought that Boise, Washington State, and you would kind of be the torchbearers for that. And I think in a year and a half, I feel like all the advantages that you had going into that conference, you've kind of pissed them away, which is why you've got to find a way to stabilize this. These next 2 weeks are going to be tough. There's nothing you're going to do about that. But those finals, those final 8 games, there's not a team on the schedule that should overwhelm you. And so you got to start stacking some wins and start mending some relationships with kids, with coaches, because what you can't do is have the fans turn into apathy, all the local coaches turn their back on you, and the kids locally that you're going to rely on to kind of be that foundation of your program, because you're going to have to get some of those local kids. You can't afford to turn those people away. And that's my fear with Bray, is that's where this is going.
Hey, bring back Mike Riley. What do you think about that? Still around?
Well, and again, I understand why you went with Trent Bray, but I think that's one of the problems is I think Oregon State is trying to hold on to the past as opposed to trying to look and find something for the future. And again, I look no further than Washington State, who lost their guy and went through a very similar situation. They found an innovative coach out of South Dakota, and they're sitting at 2-0 and are not having these discussions.
But what if they lose to North Texas this week?
Well,
because they're underdogs.
They're underdogs.
So
I mean, look, it's a tough spot to be in regardless. And like you said, Washington State dickered left, and he said all the right things about I'm not going anywhere and 10 toes down. He took the first train out of town and went to Wake Forest. Make no mistake, no one has had a rougher go these last 2 years than Washington State and Oregon State. But it feels like you're taking a bad situation and you're making it worse. And he has to find a way to stabilize this and not let this thing go into the side of the mountain. And you got NIL people that are bitching and complaining, people that are writing letters criticizing leadership from top to bottom. I mean, it's just bad. And no, I don't think all that would be happening had Jonathan Smith stayed.
Someone on the text line says Smith could be available soon. Really?
No, I mean, it's not going great at Michigan State, but he's got a pretty big deal.
And he's not coming back. He's going to stay in the Power Four. He's not going back down a level.
Aren't they 2-0?
I think they're 1-1.
I thought they won that game.
Did they win?
Yeah, the overtime game. They beat Boston College.
Oh, well then they'll be
Didn't
2-0.
Yeah, so I don't know. They don't like him down there or something?
I just, last year was not a banner year, but Michigan State is a program that has some patience, and that Jonathan Smith. Yeah, they're 2-0. So, and by the way, they got Youngstown State. They're about to be 3-0. So, to say that Jonathan Smith is in any sort of danger at Michigan State,
I've never even heard that.
No.
Apparently, their AD being fired liquidated half of Smith's buyout, cut it by 50%.
Okay, was that recent? Their AD?
That was in May.
Okay.
After 1 year?
Well, the new AD, that's not his head coach.
No, it is not.
That's always the thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I just, like I said, this season is just, it's setting up to be problematic because of the next 2 weeks. And by the way, I think this is the last Civil War on the books for a while.
Saw that.
If this goes bad, I don't know if maybe you look at maybe putting a pause on that.
It sort of feels like both the Civil War and Apple Cup may go away here.
It's possible. We'll see how this goes. Washington State beat them last year.
Don't they have? I thought they had at least another year of the Apple Cup, though. Do they?
I think the Apple Cup has another. I think they actually have
a couple years, maybe.
But I believe this is the last of the Civil Wars that are on the books.
We talked about this when they put it back on the schedule because they didn't play it a couple years ago, right? The Civil War.
No, it's been played.
I think it's been.
I thought
it's been played always.
No, I don't think there's ever been a break in it.
Well, we always had I thought there was, but anyway,
I don't think so.
We had the discussion of why are you. Like if you're the Beavers, why do you want to play the Ducks? And if you're the Ducks, why do you want to play the Beavers?
Well, that happened when the league split, but they've never not played it.
And of course, we talk about well, you have to play it. It's keep the rivalry. And I remember talking about it at the time. I don't see why they would play now. I mean, I know history and all that, but things change. It sucks.
Yes.
But I think they should put it to bed. It's not an. I don't know. It's not the same.
Well, unfortunately, I think if you're Oregon State, it feels like this is going to be one of those where you're getting a payday and they're getting a W. And I'm not certain if that's what you want.
So it always has. But see, the thing about it is it's not. There's ebbs and flows to these rivalries.
Yes.
It's not always going to be close. You're basing it off of if it's a good game or the teams are pretty close, then keep it. I don't think it can work that way in terms of scheduling.
I guess what I'm saying is you're entering in a world. The new Pac-12 deal is $6 million. And it goes up to 10 at the end. And that's total. The Big Ten deal is paying 80 and 90 mil. You just have to accept the fact that going forward, if you're an Oregon State fan, this is not going to be a game that you want to circle. This is going to be it's going to be bad
I
most
just wouldn't
years.
Play it. I don't it's early in the season, so that loses some of the luster.
Yeah.
It's just not the same. So why are we holding on to the history of it? Just for the history.
It's one of those. If you think it's important to keep the in-state rival, and you're okay with, licking your wounds, and then maybe once in a blue moon you rise up and try to pull an upset and grab one. But this gap is great, and it's only going to keep getting bigger. And that's up to I don't think Oregon minds it. I just don't know if it's in Oregon State's best interest, and I don't know what the fans think. I mean, that's above my pay grade. So, but I don't know. I just think for Oregon State, you have bigger fish to fry right now, and that's just you have to find a stable footing. And I think you have a bare minimum. I give this thing another 6 weeks to make if Bray doesn't have this thing figured out 4 or 5 weeks from now, I think you got to truncate this before the disease spreads.
Saw today, who's a big sharp play this week? Oregon State, plus 24.
Yeah. Well,
go ahead and bet the Beavs at your own peril, as we like to say on this show.
I'm not touching that. I'm just not.
Well, the sharps, it's oftentimes it's about numbers. It's not about teams.
It's extracting value.
Yeah, and I think what they're saying is Texas Tech is now overvalued, and Oregon State is now undervalued.
And that makes sense.
Oftentimes, when you see these numbers, they get super inflated because the whole world thinks Texas Tech.
So maybe it's closer to 21, but I still don't want to sniff it.
And so that's what. So sharp bettors with big money, they'll just bet that because they get 3-point value.
If they see a big enough discrepancy, it's
That's
worth
how they
firing
win.
on.
So
That's how you play the game.
They don't care about Oregon State or Texas Tech. They're just like, oh, that
Value.
shouldn't be that way based on these numbers. And so the more bets they place like that, the more that they win.
Yeah.
But that's not to say this one particular one will win. You know what another one is Northwestern. A lot of people are on Northwestern.
Boy, again, I'm
Not this guy.
not touching that.
Not people.
I'm not touching that. I just,
People.
and I'll be interested to see Houston too, because that's, Houston's 2-0, right?
Wait, what are we talking about, Houston?
Because we were talking
Colorado?
about the Beavs, right? So Houston.
Oh, they play the Beavs.
So Oregon State the next 2 weeks
They play Texas Tech and Oregon.
Yes,
and then they play Houston.
And then they play Houston.
Okay.
And so, the next 2 weeks, it's going to be a bloodbath. And then you get to the other side of it, and then there's Houston. And I haven't watched Houston, but they are 2-0. And so we're saying on the other side of this, things should lighten up. I want to see what Houston does against Colorado, because if Houston looks pretty good, if you're Oregon State, you could be staring at 2 just colossal bad games here, and then a really tough one with Houston. At some point, you have to find a way to turn the ship around, and it ain't getting turned around in the next 2 weeks. So I think Trent Bray may be coaching for his life and the program's soul come Houston. And
a lot of it depends on what it looks like too, because look, it's just take Mike Gundy for example.
Yeah,
Oklahoma State comes to Oregon and loses 45-20.
Yeah,
it's a different conversation than Oklahoma State losing 69-3.
Yes,
so it does matter what happens at Texas Tech against Oregon.
That's right.
You have to look better. You have to minimize your special teams mistakes. You have to minimize your penalties.
It's a fair point.
It's got to look better.
Yes.
Nobody expects you to win.
No.
But you have to.
You can't embarrass yourself.
And then if you look better in those 2 games, people will expect Houston. That's where it's like, okay, well, now you got to win.
Now you got to win.
But if they look just as dreadful as they did last week, it's nail in the coffin.
Yeah. It's a valid point. It is funny that 42-20, even though it's an ass kicking, maybe you can find some positive, but you're right.
69-3, dude.
Yeah.
It was the worst loss in Oklahoma State history.
Yeah. The good thing about Texas Tech, as you mentioned, there's a look ahead game because they play Utah. And I don't know if Lanning wants to kick Oregon State when they're down. That doesn't seem like,
that's an interesting angle.
Well, I mean,
I think you're right.
Oklahoma State was like hammer nail, you deserve this. I'm not certain. And he knows. He knows what's happening over there.
Know. And he already got his revenge for the
the loss.
Well, and the following week for them is Penn State. So you may be taking guys off the field anyways just to keep them fresh.
Right.
So there may be some.
That's good.
There may be,
look ahead value right there.
Look at
you.
You need
Oregon State plus 41.5.
You got to find a way.
Oregon beat Oklahoma State 69-3. That was the biggest margin in Power 4 non-con since 1996.
Did you see the stat that in Oklahoma State history, it was their worst loss since 1907, and the following week, Oklahoma became a state.
Wait, it was Oklahoma State before they were a state?
Before they were officially a state.
Oh.
They were calling themselves that before they got the official federal go-ahead or whatever.
As Dan Lennon said, if you can come here and talk S. Next time, just shh.
Today, we're the people.
Start being complimentary now.
All right.
Let's go with that.
I do love that clip.
Let's go with that.
So great. He's all red-faced.
I know.
Today, we're the people.
Let's look at the Heisman next. Here's Buck.
Now, from the George McCoy and Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with this Sports Center update. First on the Fan. Oh, Isaac, we have a Window Nation coming up here. First on the Fan, let's talk some baseball. The Mariners have won 4 straight. They're looking for the sweep of the Cardinals tonight. They enter the day one game back, I should say, of the Houston Astros in the AL West. Astros playing right now up in Toronto. They have a 2-0 lead in the top of the 6th. The Mariners also a game ahead of the Texas Rangers for the 3rd and final wild card spot. The Rangers already winners today. The M's will get started at 6:40 tonight with Logan Gilbert on the hill. Michael McGreevy gets the ball for the Cardinals. And in the NFC West, significant news for the 49ers today as Adam Schefter reports that quarterback Brock Purdy unlikely to play Week 2 in New Orleans. Mac Jones would be in line to start against the Saints. Niners will already be without George Kittle, who's on the IR. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley, George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work? Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
Sports Saturday with Joe. Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Well, one last little college football Wednesday waffle here. Saw the Heisman odds for week 3. Of course, always changing.
Oh, yeah. And I didn't think we went into this year with like it was a little soft.
Yeah, well, there was no major favorite.
No. And not a lot of great returning. Obviously, Jeremiah Smith, but he's a receiver. Those are kind of tough to win. And
well, returning was Nussmeier, Klubnik.
I think Love, the running back out of Notre Dame, got some love, right? Well, Love got some love.
Yeah, he didn't have a huge game against Miami, though.
No, he did not.
John Mateer is now your Heisman favorite.
Oh, yeah. He's been great.
Yeah, and he's going to be there all year, I bet you. He's fun. He's kind of like Baker.
Yeah, well, and people are saying, like, much like Baker, who came into that year not necessarily overly hyped, and Baker worked his way to the number 1 pick. They're saying Mateer's got a chance to work himself into a first-round pick.
Really? I was going to ask, is he a big NFL prospect?
He wasn't, and so I try to keep my kind of ear on draft buzz, and there's more and more chatter that I hear, and I got a lot of draft stuff is just groupthink this early on, but there's definitely some buzz where people are like, he keeps doing this, and he's going to be that guy that started the year not really being a draft guy and moving up into a first-round pick. I don't know about number 1 overall pick, but
I always think that's weird because college success doesn't necessarily mean, like, in other words, why does he move up so much just by being good at Oklahoma? He was already good. I think you already know his measurables.
I think the idea is that when you see him at Washington State versus when you see him at Oklahoma and you see the evolution and people like the way he moves around and he's showing off a little more of his arm and the ability to throw the ball. It's just the more you look at something, you either pick it apart or you start to kind of fall in love with it. I think the other thing is some of the QBs that we kind of thought were going to be the top 3 or 4 picks. Look, Arch Manning right now, there's some real questions. From generational number 1 pick to what are we doing here? I definitely think there's some questions on Klubnik right now. After the first 2 weeks, people were like, dude, this is not what I want to see. Carson Beck came into last year with a lot of hype, kind of was supposed to be a top pick. So I think not only has Mateer helped himself, I think some of the others that were in front of him have kind of come back. So,
So he's the fave.
It seems like he's the fave. And I know Dante Moore's going to be climbing some ladders.
Mateer is 9-1. Although, actually, he's tied. He's tied with Nussmeier, LSU. They're 9-1. Carson Beck is now 10-1. And that's not a bad bet.
No.
Because if he stays healthy, he's good, and they're going to put up a lot of points. And then Moore, 11-1.
Yeah.
Dante Moore, he's 4th.
Well, it's the idea of if Oregon just keeps stomping mud holes in everybody and their schedule is very, very manageable, I mean, whether you think he's the best quarterback or not, they keep putting up 50-plus points. And if you think Oregon is the best team in the country, put a sawbuck on it now, because if they go to Penn State and he takes care of business, those odds are going to start to shrink it. Because the next 2 weeks are going to be whatever. And so he will have a chance on a national stage, white out the big. Is that the Big Noon?
That's right.
Yeah,
I think they may be going for their show there, but because of whiteout, they might be doing the game later.
Okay. So it could be one of those where he goes into that, dominates the dojo, and all of a sudden he becomes the national story. It only takes one. Heisman candidacies are often built on one game, like a buzz.
4:30 kick for that one.
And that's going to be the one that everyone's watching. Penn State and Oregon should both be undefeated, like a top 5, top 6 matchup. And if he goes in there and slays Penn State in the whiteout, the hype train will have left the station.
Yeah, I just think that's too early in the season. It's usually late in the year, like November. Big games in November is what moves the needle the most in the Heisman.
Yeah, it's true.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
So who's the Oregon's November skid?
Well, the 2 at the end that he can punctuate.
Oh, USC and
Washington.
Yeah.
And if USC and Washington both have nice seasons, that game
Yeah, if
potentially
you,
could have playoff potential.
Yeah,
and-
that's true.
yeah.
But you also have a chance to kind of make your indelible moment early in the season and have that on everyone's mind the rest of the way. I agree, you need those November performances too, but going into Penn State's number 2. If you go into the number 2 team in the country and you put up 3 or 4 touchdowns, that could get some serious momentum going.
All right, this man won the lottery. Next on The Fan.
It's time for a Ducks Report, the inside story on Ducks athletics. Brought to you by Mods PDX. The future of building is here.
All right, how about some Ducks basketball news? Dana Altman always grinding. Rumors swirling that they are targeting 22-year-old Chinese guard Wei Lin, who averaged 21 points in the CBA last season. He would be eligible to play for the Ducks this season.
The new Young Hansen?
Maybe.
Eugene?
He's a guard, though.
Oh.
Well, is he related to Jeremy?
I don't believe he is. Jeremy Lin was actually from the United States. This young man is from China.
No. Same last name, though.
That's right.
Both guards.
How many Lins could there be?
We got excited for a brief moment. Let's still be excited.
I'm excited. Mods PDX, the future of building is here.
If you're considering new construction and want it done right,
105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Oh, the Ducks unis are out for Northwestern.
Yeah.
They look cool.
Looking clean.
Yeah, yellow pants,
Yep.
the old, well, it's a new helmet, but it's a homage to the old helmet.
Yeah, it's just
the yellow one.
Yeah, it's the yellow one. Now, I prefer when they go yellow with the interlocking UNO, but this is just the O on the yellow helmet.
And in recent years, they've gone to a more kind of goldenrod yellow than the super highlighter lightning yellow. This is that more classic 90s look.
Yeah, looks good. White jerseys. It's going to be great.
I have said this many a time. I was not a fan when Oregon went through the weird Joey Harrington era.
6 different shades of green.
Hated it.
Yeah.
I don't like when they do a lot of the dumb web foot or the steel, like that crap. But lately, dude, their stuff is sharp. This kind of whatever this version of it, kind of with the retro colors, it's a good look, and this is popular. They've built the brand. I saw there was a kid at USC. I don't remember what his name is, but he's one of their starters. And I follow some USC reporters, and they were asking him, because the schedule is pretty soft early for USC, and they kind of alluded to, hey, as you get into Big Ten play, what game are you looking forward to? And he said Oregon. Oh, he said without a doubt. He goes, everyone, you want to go to Oregon. And he just said the stadium, the Nike, the facilities, the uniforms. He goes, that's where everyone wants to go. And I just thought that was interesting. That's a USC player. Like, no, it's Oregon.
They did a cool thing at Big Ten Media Day this year, where they basically just kind of had like shotgun questions for every player representing all the teams, like who has the coolest stadium, who has the best uniforms, and then they like tallied which school scored the most and everything. And like, with the exception of maybe 2 of the 16 guys, all of them said Oregon. I grew up on those uniforms. They've been fresh my entire life. That's what it is now.
Yeah, they built a weird it's strange now being old men to hear kids that are 17, 18, 19 years old that grew up in a completely different era, and Oregon to them is kind of still you started hearing it a number of years ago where people were like, it's my dream school. Tez Johnson, right, said that when he was coming out. He goes, dude, Oregon was my dream school. I mean, you got kids from Florida saying that. They went out and got the number one the 2 years in a row, they got the number 1 player from the state of Alabama. Like, what? You got 2 5-star kids from the state of Alabama back-to-back years, and they signed at Oregon? That's just a weird world that we're living in.
We spend to win.
Saban even said something about that. I don't think he was necessarily like crying about NIL, but he said you have kids now that grew up in Louisiana, Alabama, wanting to go here, but all of a sudden, because of the NIL and there's only so much money to be spread around, he goes, I can go play at Ohio State. So it hasn't evened the playing field across all teams, but it certainly has stopped the stranglehold of some of the SEC stockpiling of talent. That's 100% true.
All right, 9 o'clock kick, Saturday, fan, be there. Or just be here. Be huddled around your radio, okay?
Yeah.
What time does
We have like 9 million hours of coverage.
Yeah, what time do we start at midnight then?
Oh, I don't know. I'll go check the schedule on the... I think we start at 8?
Yeah, it starts early.
Well, the game's at 9, right?
Oh, no, the game's 9 our time. Yeah, it's going to start at like 6.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So when you
5?
wake up...
They got you slotted for the midnight to 1 p.m. or 1 a.m.
I used to do TV, and we'd have to wait for the last, because we did a Pac-12 wrap-up show on Comcast.
What an opportunity.
And we'd have to wait for, I think it was 20 minutes after the last Pac-12 game. So some of those Pac-12 After Dark games, there were times that me and Jordan, Kent, we would go on the air at like 12:40.
Wow.
I've done that for Ducks postgame shows when they had a couple of 8 o'clock kickoffs and games that went 4 hours, and like then we have to wait for the Ducks postgame show like from IMG first with Jerry and Jorgie and those guys, and we're going on after midnight.
Yeah. You can sleep when you die.
But at 6 a.m. you can get your Ducks game day coverage starting.
Hey,
with
cutting our coverage
dirt.
a little short, are we?
We were. I was. Yeah.
Huh, 6 a.m. Well, no, that's only 3 hours of pregame. Where's our 7 hours of pregame?
I think they thought maybe Ducks fans aren't going to wake up at 5 a.m. to start their pregame.
You should not wake up at 5 a.m. to listen to Northwestern.
You shouldn't wake up at 5 a.m. to do anything.
How many people will wake up at 5 a.m. and turn on the fan?
Only the devoted ones.
I don't know. Maybe you're out making deliveries. I don't know.
Yeah, you could be on the job, I guess.
But right when you wake up, 5 a.m.
Well,
Gotta get to that radio.
The donut shop that got it on while they're baking the donuts.
I turn on Dirt and Sprague when I walk the dog. That's not at 5, but it's when I wake up.
Dirt and Sprague aren't on at 5.
No, they are not.
They're not?
No, they start at 6 a.m.
6.
Maybe that's the rule. We just can't do any programming before 6.
They should go 5 to 10.
Seems like a...
Sure.
That big 5 a.m. crowd.
If the demand is there.
9 people on the road.
I have one more story for you, and
Okay.
then we'll move on to the club. Did you see what happened with Neymar, the Brazilian soccer star?
I don't think I did.
So he is probably worth a lot of money.
Yes.
Because, well, he's Neymar.
Yeah. Soccer players make more money than anybody.
Apparently, he is on the verge of an unprecedented fortune.
Okay.
Worth $420 million right now.
Okay, I want you to think about it. This guy is worth $420 million.
Mm-hmm.
There is an unidentified Brazilian billionaire who recently died.
Okay.
He bequeathed Neymar all of his possessions, despite the fact that they have never met or communicated.
No.
That's crazy.
He left it all to Neymar.
Oh, my God.
Does he not have any family or friends?
Boy, is that not the biggest FU to your family of all time?
It's like, sorry, kids, this is going to Barry Bonds.
Now, this is in euros, but it's 846 million.
So that's over $1 billion.
Apparently is what's going
More than
to...
double his net worth.
Can you believe that?
How much
What
was
a
it?
come up!
800 what?
846 million euros.
Jeez. Why, like...
Local sources indicate that the deceased businessman chose Neymar as the sole heir due to his admiration for Neymar's close relationship with his father, which reminded him of his late father, in addition to the fact that the player is single and has no children, which made him feel a personal sympathy.
Bless you.
Excuse me, I had to sneeze.
Gesundheit.
Which made him, thank you, which made him feel a personal sympathy towards him.
By the way, I hate to be the bearer of bad news to Neymar.
Not $1 billion?
It is not $1 billion.
How much is it?
It is only 989.5 million.
Fell just short. So he's over $1 billion now with that, though. God, can you imagine that? You just get a call one day, or I don't know. How do they inform you of that?
I think it's just like there's
a lawyer calls
yeah,
you.
A lawyer calls you.
He's like, "Look, I don't know what to say.
Yeah, you're in this will,
are you Neymar?"
Well, that's the thing is like, if you're anyone but Neymar and you get that, you probably tell him to go F. You're like, dude, get out of here. Like, no lawyer. You're like, hey, I'm an attorney and I'm reaching out to you because some dude that you never met left you $900 million. You'd be like, no, I'm not. That's stupid.
So does Neymar have to visit this guy's gravesite now, or like, do you think there's
stipulations?
I mean, do you give a lot of it away? Do you give it back to the are there family members that are going to be pissed, and then you give them money back to them?
If I was Neymar and I got $900 million, and this guy did have family, I would give it back to the. Well, I wouldn't know if I'd give it all back.
I don't know if.
But what if he's not giving it to him because he hates him?
Exactly,
or something,
or maybe they wronged the man.
I didn't even think about that.
He probably cut him out of the
will.
will.
If he has family and he's not giving it to him, there's probably a reason.
Okay, so I'm gonna chop off my cocaine and whores budget, and then after that, kids charities, solving like world hunger, and then probably some more cocaine and whores, and then like a yacht, then back to some causes. I don't know. What could you do with $1 billion? I actually try to make a difference in the world.
Well, he's already worth $500 million.
I know, but hey, this is extra. This is fun money. It's fun money. Maybe set up a nice trust for somebody.
Wouldn't that be something, though?
You make Kansas a dominant football program.
We got David Booth.
Yeah, you're fine.
Wouldn't it be something if you just got that from some random listener one day? We have a billionaire listener who's like, you know what?
Turns out Jensen Huang is a big-time Primetime fan,
Huge
and
fan.
he's just like, you know what? I want Suk to have my billions.
Yeah.
God. Rob can have a little, too.
Yeah, it's like me thinking that I'm winning that lottery. Actually, I'm sure you have better chances of winning.
Hey, you didn't win.
You got better chances of Jensen Huang giving you his inheritance because he likes Primetime than of winning the lottery.
I don't think so.
I think so.
No.
The fact that he has a connection to the state of Oregon, there's a better chance he has heard you on the radio and likes you than you winning the 1 in 292 million of the Powerball. Better chance.
I gotta say, that's a decent question. With the odds of the lottery being so long, he went to Oregon State.
No.
He's probably. I'm
Doesn't
sure.
mean it's a good chance.
I'm
Maybe it's
sure-
1 in 291 million, but it's better than 1 in
We need like
292 million.
a statistician guy to come up with the odds that a billionaire leaves you, $1 billion as opposed to we know the odds of the lottery.
Well,
1 in
there are
292.
only. How many billionaires are there? There's not that
Telling
many.
you the odds are
But there's
better.
also 7 billion people on the planet. Your odds of the lottery are 1 in 292 point something.
Odds
million.
of this conversation getting back to Jensen Huang better than you winning the lottery, I bet.
Hey, Jency baby.
Okay,
Just
the
in- just in
conversation
case.
getting back to him doesn't mean that.
Well, that ups your chances, wouldn't it?
No, it doesn't.
Yes, it does.
Having a billionaire here that the shiny-headed bald guy wants your $1 billion, that doesn't help
Not
me.
saying it's a good chance, just better than 1 in 292 million.
There are 2,781 billionaires worldwide.
They're not giving you $1 billion.
But if one of them likes your show, enough.
So you already have a 1 in 2,781 chance? I don't think it works that way.
I don't think the math is math.
Does not.
How many of them have even heard our
Now, I will tell you, does this help?
You have a billionaire
I
friend.
was neighbors
Yeah.
for many years, and we were quite friendly. We still chat from time to time with a billionaire. He's like the 4th richest man in the state of
How do
Washington.
you know he hasn't bequeathed all of his
Henry
fortune to you?
Well, he does have a wife and kid. I'm assuming that they're getting it, but Henry, buddy, you spare a little. I don't even need a bill. Like, break me off a couple mil. That'd be great.
Well, I, for one, think NVIDIA is the most amazing company, and Jensen Huang has done the most amazing things in the world.
He's a visionary.
He's a visionary.
I'm more of a Zoom Info guy myself, and I think Zoom Info is really the bastion of corporate success and hard work and just... And not only that, but Henry Schuck is a devastatingly handsome man, a dedicated father, a wonderful husband, a hell of a good neighbor.
Your chances just got better than winning
Tell
the
you
lottery.
that right now. Think that Huang guy is kind of full of it, to be honest with you.
Think about your chances if you were flattering to
how
both
much
of
is he
them.
worth?
Oh, I think they said
Jensen?
a couple $100 billion.
I prefer a blue-collar billionaire.
But
quite
it's
frankly.
all NVIDIA. But
Yeah, I prefer a blue-collar
148 billion.
Yeah, it's
that'll-
too much. It's too much.
Well, I tell you what, if by chance Buck was right, he's changing that now. Grab the eraser, honey. Cutting this guy out.
Yeah. Whoops.
Imagine Jensen Huang having a wife who doesn't know how to use Google to find out her husband's net worth. Want to do the club?
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
See what we got here for you. Oh, 10 ways kids were disciplined in the 70s.
Ooh, that's not going to be good.
Might be
No.
fun.
And 15 cool accidental inventions.
Viagra.
That is one.
Oh,
Post-it notes.
yeah.
That's another one.
Whiteout too, I think.
What is happening right now?
Well, we know our... Buck knows about that, and I know apparently about boner pills.
The Club is next on 105.1 The Fan.
This is the story of the one. As a custodial supervisor at a high school, he knows that during cold and flu season, germs spread fast. It's why he partners with Granger
Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Brought to you by Reynolds Defense Firm. If you've been arrested for DUI, you need a team of attorneys that you can put your trust into. Call Reynolds Defense Firm today, online at reynoldsdefensefirm.com. First on the Fan, we are scoreboard watching for the Mariners in the AL West. They entered the day one game behind the Houston Astros in the division. Astros currently up 2-0 on the Toronto Blue Jays up in Toronto. They're in the top of the 8th inning of that one. The M's, meanwhile, play at 6:40 tonight. They're trying to complete the sweep of the St. Louis Cardinals and win their 5th straight game. Logan Gilbert is on the hill for the M's, while Michael McGreevy toes the rubber for the Redbirds. That one's at 6:40. And news today from Adam Schefter reports that 49ers quarterback Brock Purdy unlikely to play in Sunday's Week 2 game against the New Orleans Saints. That would make Mac Jones the starting quarterback for Kyle Shanahan's squad. They'll already be without tight end George Kittle, who's on the IR. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Ryan Buckley at the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Curtain missing work. Insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The home of the firm of Harris and Meringue. Weekdays 10 to 1. The Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM. The following program may not be suitable for children.
Hold on to your butts.
As the sun sets over Slabtown, in the shadows of the Fremont Bridge, a club comes to life where you can let your freak flag fly.
There's a new fiesta in the making as we speak, full kegs. Everybody's gonna be there. You ought to go.
The only thing that's off limits are the words you can't say thanks to the FCC.
They don't know what the they're doing. Do you understand that? We've given away too much to arrive at these political compromises. Yeah.
Google me, bitch.
Oh no, oh no.
Well, my.
You're not gonna arrest me. Yeah, so there's a 20-12-5 upset.
I love the 20-12.
You're not gonna arrest me.
Oh, Royals got Bailey Falter.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, we apologize.
It's time for the club, baby. On 105.1 and 1080, The Fan.
Oh, Royals got Bailey Falter.
Oh my goodness. How about that?
Who's that?
The final.
You're not gonna arrest me. You care to update the people?
No. No, I don't.
I told you. Tired of hearing you bitch about the Mets.
Giants not losing any ground.
I told you that. I told you that was going to happen, by the way.
Well, what do you want, a cookie? I don't.
Start betting on it then.
Pretty obvious the Mets suck.
9-1, by the way.
Yeah, they're losing.
In case you're wondering.
Yeah. Nobody is wondering.
9-1. Why not? Sure. Get swept by the Phillies. Hey, don't worry. The Red Hot Texas Rangers have a 3-game set with them next. That ought to be fun.
Do you want to know who was batting third for Texas today?
Someone I've never heard of. Was it Bryce Harper hitting home runs?
Jock Peterson.
Oh, of the Pearl Necklace Variety?
Do you remember? Do you remember our segment on Jock Peterson a couple of months ago?
Yeah, he's hitting like 110.
Well, he was.
Yeah.
He's now hitting 175.
Oh,
and that's good enough to get him to hit third in the Texas lineup, and they're good.
Really turned it around.
They're winning.
There is not a single good team in that entire division, and yet somehow it's...
God, no kidding.
I don't know what to make of
Put
that.
the A's in the playoffs.
Hey, the A's have the 2 leading candidates for AL Rookie of the Year.
I've got the 10 ways kids were disciplined in the 1970s. This is for you young Sparkies out there who think you have it hard. You don't.
What about us Mets fans? Do we have it hard?
Number 10. Smoking.
Oh, yeah. If you get caught with a cigarette?
Yep. If you got caught smoking, they would make you smoke until you got sick.
My grandpa did that with my mom, and she didn't even get caught. She just asked about it. She thought it looked cool. She wondered about it. He goes, "Oh, you know what? We should go. We should go do that." They opened up a pack in the backyard, and he's like, "We're not leaving until we finish the pack. I'll smoke them with you." But
wow,
does that work?
I would imagine that might.
It worked until she decided to smoke in college. So not really.
So no, in that instance.
Well, I wonder because I have because I smoke cigars, and none of my kids, my son occasionally, but it's like if you took a 10-year-old and you gave him a nice Cuban, We roll up a Churchill, a double Corona, and was like, "Hey, suck on this."
If you had to finish it, if the kid had to finish it,
Yeah.
I don't think he ever smoked cigars again.
Right?
It's possible.
So, is there a method to that madness?
I see the logic.
Same thing, like if you've tried Scotch, like Lagavulin is a Scotch I like, and a 10-year-old or a 12-year-old, you take a pull, especially if you tell them, hey, just take a shot of it. I don't think they're ever, and you say all liquor tastes like this, I don't think they're
God,
drinking.
that's horrible. Who wants to have that again?
Yeah, I think that might, are we on to something here? Like a diversion sort of program?
Get our kids smoking and drinking young?
Yeah.
I remember that Terry Boyd told me a story once. I was having, what? Oh, I know.
Were you golfing with him?
No, we were. Well, I was. Yeah, we were at the Sleep Country Golf Tournament back in the day, back in Sacramento, and we were hanging out. And he said his son, maybe it was his daughter. I think he has a son.
Yeah.
Got really drunk one night. He was underage.
Yeah.
And he showed up hungover the next morning, and Terry took him to a Mexican restaurant and made him do tequila shots.
Oh man.
Until he got sick.
Is that, yeah,
I don't know if I got that story right.
I don't know if
And
that
now that I
works or-
mentioned his name, I just
Yeah.
want to state I may have gotten that wrong, but it was something to that effect.
Well, because if he were underage, would a Mexican restaurant even have let him
Yeah,
take
exactly.
shots?
Exactly.
So maybe he did
So
it at
I-
home or something. Or,
Right.
But does that backfire you? And the kid is like, greatest night of my life.
This is awesome.
Tell you what works to get rid of this hangover: more drinking.
Well, there is an element to that, right? Hair of the dog.
Number 9, embarrass them. A form of psychological torture parents would inflict on their misbehaving children was to embarrass them in front of their friends.
Yeah, that's
Nothing could be worse than having all your friends know that you wet your bed or you were caught with girly mags.
I don't know about that, but I do know that we still get the parents like driving the kid to school, you know, like in like the like ratty clothes or whatever. Like I think that was still a thing. I used to have this old. It was my dad. It was like the worst brown truck. It was like a Dodge. It's like a Dodge Adventurer. Dude, it was such a piece of crap. But I had it out when I lived in La Center, and my daughter was totally mortified if we were to be seen in that. And I used to drive it to pick her up just to kind of...
Yeah, piss her off.
Yeah, piss her off.
Keep her in line.
Yeah. Well, she was like 10 or 12 and would be embarrassed that I would pick her up in that. And you better believe, given the choice, I would always pick her up in that truck.
Number 8, nasty chores. Parents of the 70s could find very inventive ways to instill discipline in their children by making them do really nasty chores. Scrubbing floors with a toothbrush or cleaning the toilets were a common retribution for any variety of misdeeds.
Yeah.
Of course, farm kids had much more nasty, filthy jobs forced on them.
Sure. Trying to think, too, like, if any of these applied to me or like if I did any of those to my kids, I used to make them pick apples. We would have, and we lived on property. If you have a fruit tree and you don't harvest it, it just falls to the ground and they kind of rot and it's really gross. I'd make the kids pick apples, but I'd look out the window and they would just be hucking them at each other. And I thought it was kind of funny.
Cute.
Yeah.
Memories.
Yeah, they would just go outside and wing them. And now they actually laugh about that and they think it was great. But at the time, they hated the rotten apple cleanup.
10 ways kids were disciplined in the 70s. Grounded for a month.
Yeah.
Once they got too big to spank, the next most effective threat of punishment was to be grounded for a month. Modern parents don't usually go to that extreme anymore. Yeah. A day or two.
A month's a long time.
That
in today's
is
day
a
and age.
long-ass time. Yeah. And I remember getting grounded for long periods.
I think the longest I got grounded for was I got grounded for a spring break.
That's rough.
That was a week, but it was a spring
Because
break.
it kills your social life,
Yeah.
and everyone else is having fun and you're not. That's rough.
How about holding a match?
What?
If you were caught playing with fire or matches, to instill in their kids the dangers of fire, they would be forced to hold a lit match until it burned their fingers.
Really?
That was in the 70s.
Huh. No, I don't. I got no experience with that. That kind of seems a bit much.
I would imagine today you might get the cops called on you.
Yeah.
For that?
My dad has stories like because his dad was old school. Like he would get beat with the tree switch, cut a switch, which I actually didn't know what that meant. But like you would cut a tree branch, and then you switch, and then you get beaten with it.
Wasn't that what Adrian Peterson was doing?
Yeah. And my dad said it was always like a weird. Because if you picked one that was too thick, it hurt really bad.
Right.
But if you picked one that was too thin, he would beat you longer with it because he would criticize you for picking a too thin a branch.
Great times.
Right? Like I imagine like my dad being like, what, you pick this girly branch and then he just whips you harder and longer because of it? It's like a weird, but he said that was the common practice. You had to go pick your own tree branch to get beaten with. That seems barbaric.
Well, in the interest of time, a lot of these are.
Yeah, some of them, but like some of them aren't bad. But like the match, that's, jeez.
In the interest of time, we will give you the top 5 ways kids were disciplined in the 70s. Next on The Fan.
Dirt and spray. Dirt and spray.
I'm Dirt. Oregon absolutely obliterated.
were disciplined in the 70s. Smoking, embarrassment, nasty chores, grounded for a month, and holding a match until your whole body burned to dust.
Seems a bit extreme.
The top 5. Number 5, stand in the corner.
I've done the stand in the corner.
Have you?
I made my kids stand in the corner and hug.
Huh.
If they were fighting and were like just, I would make them hug each other and then just go stand in the corner.
If my brother was getting out of control when he was younger, my mom would sometimes just tell him to like stand and face the corner, or she'd send him somewhere obscure like the bathroom or a certain couch in the living room, because she started by sending him to his room, which happens to a lot of parents, but he would like have too much fun in there with his stuff and forget that he was being punished. So
yeah, it's not unlike the timeout, but because
there's nothing to do.
Yeah.
Right, but why stand facing the corner?
I don't know. It was the idea, because if I would send you to your room, you got Xbox, you got stuff in your room. The corner was just like,
it's a little bit more the dunce, Shane.
Yeah.
You know, we're in the cone and the hat.
The hat that said dunce on it.
Look, I'm just saying.
What a great way to punish someone.
I've cornered. I've done the corner. I don't think I ever got put in the corner, but I've certainly cornered my children.
Nobody put Suki in a corner.
No. I'm trying to think of like what I didn't have a lot of punishment. I think they just let my brother kick the hell out of me. I wonder if that was like their strategy. They just let my older brother and his friends just beat me. And if that was like, hey, let's just do that. They kind of outsourced the discipline.
That can work.
Yeah.
I got my ass kicked by my brother.
Yeah, right.
And his friends.
You just leave the house for a while, and like what happens, and you come home with like a black eye and a lump on your head, and you're like, I don't know.
Builds character.
Something.
Number 4, slap hands. It used to be pretty easy for a parent to let a child know what not to touch with a quick slap to the back of their hand. Now this would also be considered corporal punishment and is frowned upon.
The hand slap?
Yeah. That's not too bad. But they used to do it with like
the ruler.
The ruler.
I was thinking about like the nuns.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was a forehead flicker. That was one.
You'd flick your kids in the forehead?
Yeah, like if they were
Why?
If they were doing something and it was like one of those like knock it off sort of things, like one of them's like got the other one like pinned down, and then you're like, hey, knock it off. I'd go over and I'd give them a quick like flick to the bridge of the nose or whatever, like on the tip. And it was enough to kind of like snap, like, hey.
My brother and I got spanked, not a lot, but on occasion, and the hand slap was the halfway house to the spank. If we did something that was bad but not spanking bad, we'd have to put out our hand and our mom would give us a whack.
Oh, yeah. I think my mom had a potato masher that she would smack you with occasionally.
Ooh, that sounds rough.
Yeah. Or not the potato, what's the, like, yeah.
Like the tenderizer?
Yeah, the tenderizer.
Jeez.
You get it.
God.
Well, dude, she was like a chubby Swedish lady. It's not like it was like, I was a fat kid. It's not like a tenderizer to my fat ass was going to do much, but my mom would like, and then you had to pretend that it was bad. You're like, oh no. And then you'd walk away and be like, that was nothing.
That was the key, was pretending it hurt and was bad, because otherwise I made the mistake early on to be like, that one didn't hurt. And then it's like, okay, let me try
don't
again.
say that,
yeah,
idiot.
it's real. You learn real quick not to do that.
You play it up.
10 ways kids were disciplined in the 70s. Number 3, washing your mouth out with soap.
Yeah, I've never seen this. I've never heard of it. That's the Christmas story sort of thing. I don't know a single person.
It was a thing.
Any experience?
Not in our house, but yes, I have friends. I grew up with friends who got this punishment.
Huh.
Yeah, it was a thing.
Interesting. Yeah, I have never. That's a new one. I mean, that was. I always thought that was more like an urban legend.
No. Oh God. No.
Yeah.
No, it's a thing that happened.
It's definitely a thing. If you lied, swore, or said anything dirty, you would get your mouth washed out with soap. This form of discipline would probably be considered barbaric today. Maybe if you need a study or two on that. But
yeah,
I bet you it was effective.
Yeah, although I just don't know.
Because
I'm just not convinced that any of these things actually work long term. I really don't.
Something tells me that would work. Because it would just suck.
Any of this stuff happens to you one time, you probably don't want it to happen again.
Yeah.
And so it's like it goes way over the top. It's leading with the big punishment. So
And
you
I
can
think
scale
the
it back.
soap would linger in your mouth. Like
You'd hate that.
So this guy says, I was the customer in my family, and he got the bar of soap. So to you, good sir on the text program, did you stop cursing? Because to me, I would just not curse in front of my mom, but it wouldn't stop me from cursing.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you don't know. You didn't get your mouth washed out with soap.
That's true. I feel like the moment I was out of the room, I'd call my mom a bitch. I think that would be like, you
Whoa.
dumb. It's like,
whoa.
Like, you get your I told you, you dumb bitch.
Oh my God.
You
stupid bitch.
You think the mouth, I wonder if any of those, like, getting my ass kicked didn't stop me from doing anything. It just made me not want to get my ass kicked.
She's a grade A bitch.
You know, I wonder if any of those punishments actually work or if they just make the person giving the punishment feel any better. Like, if I could go back, I wouldn't do any of those things to my kids because I don't think they did anything.
You freaking bitch.
But at the time, like, you as a parent, you don't know what to do. Like, they're not listening to you. It's like, you got to try something.
I think that's a big part of it.
Like, oh.
It's like, you know what? You're going to listen to me now.
Yeah.
Shove this in your mouth. I mean, you'd have to sit there with like a bar of soap in your mouth.
Dude, that sounds terrible.
Exactly.
From the YouTube over here, female weighing in, saying owie while getting your hair done got you immediately whacked with the hairbrush. We just had to deal with the pain of getting your hair done. That was the 80s for women.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because like if you have curly hair and you had to brush it out, you're like, quit complaining. You're like, it hurts. Shut up.
They just whack you with the brush.
God.
God.
You have this little tiny human being that in no way can fight back, and you're just like, shut up. Take it.
Man.
Beauty is sacrifice. Deal with it.
Someone said it worked for a short time. I'm guessing that was the cursor.
Same guy.
Same guy.
And number 2, the top 2 ways kids were disciplined in the 70s. No supper, another typical punishment that is rarely practiced today, is getting sent to your room without any supper. Did you guys call it supper?
No, we didn't call it supper.
We did in the Midwest.
Yeah,
That's
Midwest?
a Midwest thing.
Yeah.
My dad still calls it supper.
Did you call lunch dinner? Because wasn't that the thing before? Like in the old days, like dinner was
Lunch was lunch.
Okay. So there just was no dinner?
Yeah, dinner wasn't a thing. We called it supper. Come on, get you some supper.
Yeah, I do remember. We were a bunch of fat people in my family, so no one went without food. There's no way my mom could handle it. My mom's love language was food. So even if my dad said, like, if you were going to skip, like, supper, my mom would buy you McDonald's and sneak it into your room. There's just no way we were not getting fed.
This says, hunger is a powerful motivator, so this was also a pretty effective form of discipline. Not only were you denied nourishment, you also were secluded from the rest of the family as they enjoyed their evening meal and TV shows.
Yeah. I once tried to do the you're going to sit there until you eat,
Finish
whatever.
it, yeah.
Dude,
I got that.
My son can outweight me, and then he realized that I was like, whatever, get out of here. He didn't care.
I've heard of kids doing that. Like, fine, I'll sleep at the dinner table. I don't care.
Yeah, that's just not an effective one.
Iserman can outweigh any punishment.
Well, because to them, they're like, fine, I'll just sit here. I don't want to eat that, so I'm just going to sit. What are you going to do about it?
He broke me. I tried it like maybe twice, and I was like, I can't defeat him.
It's not like kids have somewhere to go or somewhere to be.
Exactly.
They're just like, all right.
Whatever. I'll be here.
And number 1 is spanking, a common form of discipline that has been all but eliminated today. Now known as corporal punishment, hitting a child in any way has been outlawed in 24 countries worldwide. This says, my parents never spared the rod to spoil the child, and our biggest fear was to get the paddle instead of the hand. And I have to say, it was effective without leaving any visible permanent scars. Yeah, the paddle. Did you ever get the paddle?
No, we never had the paddle.
I got the paddle.
Never had the paddle.
I got the paddle in school.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
My principal.
No, never had any of those.
Paddled me.
I've
for
never
my misdeeds.
I've never struck my kids, but I have spanked them. And honestly, if I could go back, I certainly would not spank them. That is one of those things that I regret. I wish I hadn't, because again, I feel like that is merely a inability of young me to better come up with something.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just a
cop out.
Yeah, it's a cop out. And it is one of those things that I have, believe it or not, I've apologized to every one of my kids that I have spanked. And have just been like, I was doing the best I could with what I had, and if I could go back, wouldn't do it. I know some people like swear by it. They're like, no, I needed a beating or whatever, and I disagree. It's definitely one of those things that and you can't take it back. You just, hopefully it doesn't scar your kids, and there's nothing wrong with telling your kids that you're sorry. That's one of those other things I try to tell my kids is like,
what if you're not sorry?
Well, you probably should be. like these parents that think that they're like infallible or that they have it all figured. I have told my kids a million times, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. I was freestyling a lot of that. And for many years, I had to do it by myself. And I'm like, and that's all I've learned to say that. I did the best I could. I'm sorry in any of the ways that I fell short, but everything I did was out of love, and hopefully that's good enough. And I have a great relationship with my kids, but yeah, man, I look back at like the parent I was at like 25, 26, and I'm like, that's not the best. But what the hell do you know at 25?
Yeah, you just yeah, exactly.
Right?
There's no handbook, man.
No, there is not.
Well, actually, I think there is by now,
Yeah,
probably.
yeah,
Lots
probably.
of them.
Yeah.
Lots of them. All right, and those are the 10 ways kids were disciplined in the 70s.
Was that how many kinks and mommy issues did that create? God.
Oh, dear.
Yeah.
All right. I have another list. I don't know if we'll have time. Can I talk about Miley Cyrus?
Yeah. We are, by the way, we're getting a lot of people that got their mouth washed out. There's a bunch of them.
Yeah, it was a real thing.
Boy. No idea.
Try it.
like a fantasy football punishment. Like if you lose your fantasy league, you have to like watch. That would be a good one. You have to watch an entire NFL game, and instead of eating and drinking, you just have to have a bar of soap in your mouth
for 4 hours.
4 hours of just a
That would be terrible.
bar of dial. I'll tell you what, you won't want to finish last in your fantasy league, will you?
That's true.
Maybe a quarter, right? Maybe we cut down on that.
All right. Could you? Next, here's Buck.
Now, from the George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk, a Sports Center update on the Fan Sports Network, 105.1 FM and 1080 AM.
Ryan Buckley with the Sports Center update. First on the Fan in the NFC West, some more injury trouble for the 49ers. Adam Schefter reporting that quarterback Brock Purdy not likely to play in Week 2 against the New Orleans Saints. That would make Mac Jones the San Francisco starter. They'll already be without tight end George Kittle, who's been moved to the IR. On the diamond, the Mariners on a 4-game win streak and now just 1 game behind the Astros in the division. Seattle still a game ahead of Texas for the third and final wild card spot. The M's going for the sweep of the Cardinals tonight up in Seattle. Logan Gilbert is on the hill for the Mariners. Michael McGreevy takes the mound for the Redbirds. That one starts in just about 5 minutes, and since it is scoreboard watching season, keeping an eye on that Astros-Blue Jays game up in Toronto, and good news for Mariners fans. It was 2-0 Astros in the 8th. The Blue Jays have added 2 runs in the bottom of the 8th, now tied up going to the 9th. More sports scores and stories in 30 minutes. Brian Buckley, George McCoy at Warren Allen Sports Desk. Hurt and missing work, insurance companies acting like jerks. Don't call your mom. Call George McCoy at warrenallen.com.
The Fan is live on YouTube and Twitch. And now Window Nation brings you on-demand
He did a new hit piece.
Work or whatever.
Work of art, mural.
Yeah, there you go. Couldn't think of what
As it were.
Yeah, couldn't think of what that was called.
Yeah, he calls it the Royal Courts of Justice. This was in London.
Yes.
And it depicts a judge attacking a protester because they've had a bunch of protests over there.
Yeah.
I think it's the pro-Palestinian protests or whatever.
Yeah, he's laying on the ground. He's got a little sign, and the judge is beating him with the gavel. And then someone took a really nice photo of one of those judges with the powdered wigs and a phone, kind of walking in front of it. It's like kind of become like one of those iconic photos.
Yeah. So Banksy, he has confirmed that he did it. He has his own Instagram apparently.
Oh.
Which I'm surprised that doesn't lead to his identity.
Yeah, you would think that via either IP addresses or like you could reverse track where he's posting from, and
I don't know, but I mean, I don't know. I think that might be hard to do, and it's not like he's a criminal.
Well,
I think he is a criminal.
That's
right?
just it. He is a criminal.
Is he?
Well,
that's trespassing.
Yeah, what they're saying with this is this piece of art specifically, they have launched an investigation, and if they catch him, he's going to have to go to court, and he would have.
Be exposed.
He'd have to appear.
Interesting.
It is interesting. I think I'm not into Banksy's art.
Nor am I.
But I am really interested to see and learn who Banksy is.
If it ends up being male, female, what?
Yeah, could be a female.
Could be a gal.
American?
Yeah, I don't know. Is there? I'm surprised there isn't like.
I'm sure some people. I think if you're on the inside, you probably know.
'Cause, like, I know with like QAnon, like who was Q. They know who Q is.
Yeah, it was in that documentary.
Yeah,
right?
It's like everyone. I mean, I guess there isn't definitive, but everyone kind of had like, hey, it's
knows
this
where
guy.
it started, originated, all that.
But I don't think there was that much of a mystery around Q, was there?
Oh, yeah,
I think there was.
Yeah, there was huge. There was huge about like who he was and all that, and then they kind of figured it out.
Do you think Schultze's Banksy?
I don't think so.
I do.
But
I love that for him.
But Banksy's been around for like decades.
Oh yeah.
So is Schultze.
Yeah. There's one link right there.
If anyone has any idea.
Oh, I guarantee you they do.
Oh,
well, so you
right
do think that
so AI. While the world-famous street artist Banksy maintains a high level of anonymity, evidence points to Robin Gunningham as the most plausible identity, with a 2023 BBC interview resurfacing that contains his first name, Robbie, and a 2008 Mail on Sunday report identifying him by his name, corroborated by several associates. So we think it's Robin Gunningham, maybe? I never bothered to really look it up, but is Schultze's real name Robin Gunningham?
So they do know who Banksy is.
I don't
probably.
I think
maybe they can't prove it's him who's actually doing this, and he doesn't want to take credit for it because again, he'd get into legal trouble.
Like on
it's
here,
unconfirmed.
It's unconfirmed, but they're saying that there's like schoolmates that like, hey, I knew him when he first started, and like he talked about it.
Okay.
Yeah, the
so people do know.
We have a rough idea.
Well, in that instance, I'm surprised he hasn't been.
I just don't think his
sort of outed.
I don't think his crimes are really like necessarily that you.
Well, it's not really that anymore. It's just that he's a cult phenomenon.
Yeah.
Like, I think people really want to know who he is. Or maybe it's all part of the bit that people don't really want to know who he is, and it's great that we don't.
Yeah.
Or we don't want to know.
Is he rich? Because he doesn't really.
I don't know.
I mean, he's just like, he's doing like street art, right? I mean.
Do you think his, like. I don't know. There's something kind of fun about wondering if not even his closest people know who he is. You know what I mean?
Oh, the mystery of it makes it
way.
If you knew that his name was Robin Gunfield or whatever, you wouldn't care about Banksy.
Well, exactly, which is why I think we're denying this whole. I mean, it may be out there who he is. No. I don't think people want to know.
No.
For this very reason.
No.
It's like it
way makes him cooler. Yep.
If we don't, and I just want to pretend that not even his wife knows.
Yeah, I'm looking here.
And he gets into his Batmobile and goes and spray paints stuff.
But I guess some of like his, I mean, he has to pay taxes and stuff because, like, I mean, some of this artwork of his, he had a piece in 2021 and sold for £40 million.
Well, they sure know a lot about him. I'm reading his Wikipedia page. He's miles long.
Yeah, he's got copyright of his murals and stuff, and so
you want to go back through that documentary that was really good. That Exit Through the Gift Shop.
On him?
Did you guys see that one?
No.
It was a Netflix documentary on him, and they follow another artist who's essentially kind of trying to be his own Banksy and has been inspired by him, but they try to follow the works and understand it. It's really good.
Apparently, he's a white Englishman.
Yeah, that's what at least the photo of it looked like it. Well, at least he was white. I couldn't say he was an Englishman, but I assume most of his work is done in England, so, right? He did the banana, right? Isn't that Banksy?
Yep. Yeah, the banana is the gun, right? And I mean, a million others.
My favorite was the one where it was the red balloon and then it shredded it, like at the auction. That was cool.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't think I
So
saw that one.
There was a Banksy auction, and it was a painting of a girl holding a little balloon. It sold for millions or whatever. I mean, it sold for a lot of money. And at the auction site, when they gavelled it, inside of the frame, he built a paper shredder. So whoever bought it for the however many millions or whatever, Banksy triggered it.
No
and
way.
It look it up. There's video, and it shredded. It shredded the artwork.
Did they get their money back?
No, because I think that's the bit. Is he
they were paying for that?
Well, no, I don't think they knew, but like that was kind of the bit. You bought it, it's yours, and in that was Banksy had rigged it to shred. I think it was like a commentary on you just spent millions of dollars on something simply because it was mine, and by the way, here it is, and he shreds it.
So I'm a little confused. The whoever bought it knew that it was going to shred?
No, they did not. But that doesn't change the fact that you still.
God.
I'm gonna look it up here. I can't believe you haven't seen this.
No, haven't seen that one.
Yeah,
Maybe I'm pretending because I'm really Banksy.
Yeah, okay, here it is. Yeah. Iconic balloon girl painting. All right, so that just sold at auction. The guy gavelled it, and now look at it.
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah,
He's shredding it.
Yeah, he shreds it. There's a paper shredder built into the frame.
Wow. And so does that mean he's in the, like, how does he control the shredder?
Either by remote.
Is he in the room?
Either that or it's I don't know. I'm sure there's a live auction site where you could watch it from.
Dude, that's badass.
Yeah. So for 1.4, someone spent $1.4 million, and as soon as they gavelled it and was like, yours, it just went bzzz. And in real time, it just dropped down and shredded. And I was like, oh my God. Dude, that's gnarly. And I'll bet you if you spent $1.4 million on that, you probably thought it was awesome.
I respect it.
Yeah, right? Like,
I respect it.
You know.
What an idiot.
All right, we'll wrap it up next on The Fan.
Tune in to the radio stations of Odyssey Portland for
girl, and so it sold for $1.4 million and then was shredded. After it was shredded, it was called Love Is in the Bin, and Banksy said that it was a commentary on the commercialism of art.
Okay.
It later sold shortly thereafter, after it was shredded, for almost $19 million.
The shreddings did.
Yes.
Yeah.
In the frame? Was
well,
it still in the frame?
It was like half hanging down. I guess the shredder jammed, so it shredded like 3/4 of it.
Oh, that's why.
And it sold for it sold for 1.4, and then shortly after the shredding,
I will say,
it sold for over 19 million.
that's kind of badass buying that for 19 million because that is a one of one.
Yep.
You gonna replicate that?
Nope.
Can you imagine walking into my house? You're like, hey, Rob, wait a minute. Is that the balloon girl? Yeah, but
So I guess the only thing that was left that wasn't shredded, and I guess it's not 100% clear whether it jammed or if he meant to do it, but just the balloon. The balloon's the only piece left.
That's the coolest part of the whole story.
Yeah, 5 years later, it sold for it sold for 18.58 million pounds. So like, what was that? Like,
So
maybe
who gets
$20
that
million?
money? Does he get the money?
No, whoever bought the.
Who got the 1.5? He did?
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he sold.
So
it.
somebody knows who the hell this dude is.
Or I'm sure he has an art broker that he goes through, but yeah.
Oh, an art broker.
Yeah.
I want to be an art broker.
I think you don't make any money unless there's like 4 of you in the world, so, you know.
Wait, what?
Can
I be the 5th?
I think being an art broker is probably the worst job in the world, except for like 5 people that probably make a butt ton of money.
Yeah. Like, is Sotheby's, or is that's an auction
That's an
house?
auction house. Yeah.
Are they an art broker?
No, I mean, they're an auction house. They'll auction anything. I think an art broker is...
They can probably appraise art at Sotheby's, right?
Yeah. But even that got rocked on its world, because I did see a documentary about that guy that was faking like the Rembrandts and everything.
The forgeries, yeah.
The forgeries. And they say that, dude, the art world has been turned on its ear, because there is speculation that dude has put out a lot of supposedly these super expensive paintings or forgeries, and the auction houses got fooled. All their authenticators got schnookered by this guy. In fact, the only reason he ended up getting caught is they did some sort of like I don't know, what do you call it? Like a spectrometer or whatever, where they did like an analysis of one of the paints, and there was a material in the white paint, like a chemical that didn't exist. We didn't know that was used in paint.
I read about this. Yeah, that was like the forensic way that they were able to find out was at least one of them that he juked.
Tell you what, that's pretty badass that they caught that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't know. I guess they have a technology now, and they were testing some of the paint, and it was a modern white paint, and they're like, this didn't exist when Rembrandt was painting.
Here's a semi-serious question about this.
Yeah.
If you have the original painting by whomever, and someone makes it the exact same way, down to a chemical in a paint as being the only difference, what's the difference?
Somebody's word. That's it.
You know what I mean?
That's it. Well, we talked about an autograph, right? Why is it that you can have two things that are exactly the same, spot for spot, but because someone's handheld it, it's worth X, and if not, it's worth nothing? Same thing. It's just, we're weird. We're just...
Speak for yourself. I'm not weird.
Diamonds are like that.
I love sports.
We can make diamonds that are clearer, sharper, better than natural diamonds, and they're worth like 1/10 of whatever of the real thing.
Everybody, have a great night. We are back tomorrow. Join us, won't you? A Casino, Tom's Watch Bar will be up there 3 to 7 on the Fan. Good night.